Hello everyone, can you hear me? For the grand finals of Azure Dreams, Rock Me to the Top, Random Toolkit 6. And this is going to be Wugga vs. Czaj. Thank you so very much, friends, for joining in. We're gonna have some fun. Can't wait for this match to begin. I will be very soon catched up by my co-host, Septic Tank, and we're gonna be trying to make this as entertaining as we can, but considering it's Wugga vs. Czaj, it's gonna be entertaining all right. The runners is being counted down right now. It will show up on the screen. There's a bit of a delay. Obviously, that shouldn't take too long, but as soon as the delay is done with, we're gonna see our runners start the race, and quickly, because it's gonna happen really quick right now. If you are in chat, what do you wanna see as starting monsters? And also, Pal said big thanks for joining me today.
Hello, everybody.
So what do you want to see, Septic?
Golem?
Golem, obviously. Okay.
Obviously.
I want to see snowmen today. You know what? I feel like we could appreciate some coal. It's very hot in here today. But we have death! Oh my god! Okay, this is a start?
Death.
Wow. Okay. Odd topic. What do you use this death for on the first few level? Later on, obviously Thunder Wave. But don't forget, death especially as a +8 damage, same as Killer with his scythe. That's a lot of early damage.
Yes, I would definitely say if they need to even use that, because we still haven't seen the starting items, but
right.
If they need to use them, yeah, the melee is really strong all the way up until you start getting into balloons. And even then.
Yeah.
Water death.
That's actually pretty decent. And they're gonna get another pet. I assume that's not gonna be any time as relevant as death. But they might still want to check what this is. Obviously, it could be, U-boat. It could be Garuda. So these are two things that we that might make a difference. It's from the entire pool of monsters, so pretty unlikely. They're going to be doing some gambling. And they're going to get the exact same thing. Antidote, and they won't care much. I like the Ice Tornado spell you get from Water Death.
Yeah, it's really good. And it has that property to where it can, I think it could turn around enemies, right?
So I've heard. I've never actually tested that, but so I've heard. So if it does, it's actually very, very good. Chai will know all about that for sure. Fire maximum, absolutely useless. Probably will just be dropped sooner rather than later. It can be decent when it spells awoken, but without, it's actually it's still got great stats, but everything costs way too much, so that's not gonna be great. So I didn't actually do a quick introduction of the category. I know most viewers will know, but just to make sure that somebody's watching this in the future, quick introduction. This is the grand finals from the tournament random toolkit, Rock Me to the Top 6. The way this format works very quickly, this is Azure Dreams. There is 40 floor in this tower. It's the only dungeon in the game. Generally, it's meant to be beaten. You do some floors, you get out of the tower, go back in town, spend your money, try to do some dating sim, and go back and try to go higher and higher every time. Our runners will do none of that. They will climb this tower from floor 1 to floor 40 in one go, because they cannot die. If they actually leave the tower in any form, they are actually going to be not disqualified, but it's going to be the end of their run, and the highest floor they reach will be their score. In case both runners die on the same floor, the one that got there faster will actually win the point. And this is going to be a format of best of 5. Every match won't be longer than 1 hour each. And we, in maximum 5 hours, will know who will be our winner.
And speaking of maximum, Chai has decided to bring out the maximum.
That is very weird because right now he's not even using it as a fighter. So he's just having maximums behind him doing nothing. And the maximum's actually splitting XP with him. So that's really not a good idea if you ask me. Oh, really?
Actually, I kind of like that because...
Yeah. Oh, and he
Yeah,
wanted the
just-
form maximum to win. That's why he got it out to get some experience on it. Because fusion, who wins is determined by who's got more XP. Oh, that's actually kind of clever.
I like
Though,
this.
though, it's important to say that it probably won't physically fight until, like, on these first few floors. I mean, it won't fight later on. It will probably only just physically fight on these early floors. And the sight is better than Maximum's attack power. Maximums have 11 attack, and it says Death only has 9, but it actually has got 17 because of that sight that hits for 8. So to be honest, right now, that Death is actually stronger than the Maximum too. And yeah, later on, Maximum will actually catch up and become stronger, but at that point, I'm not sure you're using it physically at all.
That
So I'm
is
not
a
sure I like
very
it
good
that much.
point.
Yeah.
But still, like AI1 strats, you can't pick up the death since it didn't evolve into a death from the clown. So
Sure. I can't pick up a
it
Maximum
will
either.
it will still give a better AI1 later, and that can probably end up meaning the difference between taking a hit and not taking a hit.
Sure. And the idea of having like a Maximum throwing high tornado is not something you're going to see often. So if only just for cool points, I 100% agree. But in all reality, like the true strategy, I'm not sure it was worth the time it took. But I kind of like the idea nonetheless. And even though it's not going to matter much in the grand scheme of things, considering it won't attack too often, don't forget that the difference in attack won't be that great, and Maximum's attack are still going to cost double that of Death.
Yeah, if it weren't for the MP, like that is one major factor to me, is that the extra MP from the melee is pretty significant, but like you said, like they shouldn't really be using a whole lot of AI1 with either of these monsters, so.
Though, if you really want to talk stats, and I know it again might not come into much of a point, you can see like they're both Death and Max are both on the same level right now, and Maximum is almost doubles Death defense. I mean, Death is a squishy monster, don't get me wrong, but he's not like the worst. But yeah, it just goes to show how strong a Maximum is. Those stats are off the chart.
I'm betting Wugga really wishes his death had that extra defense right now, though.
You're not wrong.
He's
See,
taking a bit of a hit.
If only for that might be a big difference. If you want to use it, like, you know, the strategy where you actually command your monster to go away from you and lure your monster and then bag your monster, Maximum is a very good contender to do that kind of thing, especially right now. He's pretty much unkillable.
Oh, certainly.
So if only for that reason, I think that's kind of very interesting. Like, I'm very surprised it happened, but I'm not saying there's no reason for the fusion to have happened. I mean, I know Chai is a clever guy, it's just, I might have done different, but that's 80 for you. This game is so darn complex that even the best runner, like, the game is never really figured out because you don't know what you're gonna get, right? So, different minds think differently.
And there's really not a whole lot to say when it comes to, like, how much practice runners get outside of these tournaments with all these other monsters, because even in the category for New Game Plus, we already know things that are just significantly better. So whenever it becomes nuanced between like a Death or a Maximum, it can be really hard. Like, doesn't matter how good a runner is, it could be really hard to know what is the exact best, objectively best choice, if there even is one, for that matter.
We have something interesting happening on Wugga's side. He ended up being in a room where there was a U-boat, and he used his Holy Bell to actually get out of this room quickly. This was probably one of the best items in his inventory at this point. And yes, for sure, Chai is a little bit behind, but we'll see him come up on floor 8 soon. And when that happens, I'm not sure he's going to use Holy Bell at all. I don't think he's going to be scared of a U-boat. He'll just let Maximum take the hit, and the Maximum won't care. So that might be our first big difference. Well, no, our first big difference is definitely the fusion. But in terms of items, that might be our first big difference. So that's interesting.
Yeah, he's on floor 6 now, so there's still a couple floors away. But yeah,
Yes.
U-boat, I don't even think with Death I would have necessarily...
I'm not sure Death was
Used
full
a Holy
HP at the
Bell.
time, or... It's very squishy, also.
I guess it is important. I just noticed that Wugga is still, he just now hit level 4, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, letting the U-boat come out to hit him actually wasn't an option either, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know the big classic of Wugga rushing the early game as fast as he can, pretty much for going really exploring for 1 to 5, whereas Chai still goes to at least try to build up an inventory. Their inventory are not crazy different at this time. I guess there's a binding, but no, they both have the binding ball. So they pretty much have found the same things, but obviously in terms of levels, that means that Wugga is stretching it as thin as he can.
Yes, and levels are so important when it comes to just how you deal with different scenarios.
You're right, and even in terms of balls like spell balls, they are super strong, so it won't exactly always matter, but sometimes it really does. It's 4 times your level for the damage calculation. So if you're that weak, then at some point that's a problem.
And we can see here on floor 7, Chai let the U-boat come out and hit his maximum. It still hit for 8 damage.
Yeah, but the maximum is still going to win.
Oh, definitely.
It's just, there can be like 2 U-boats. They're very scary as a monster, even when you play water, as they both are right now. U-boats are just very, very strong for those floors. And the fact they hit first is a problem too.
Yes, the guaranteed first hit is, in my opinion, it's what really makes them so terrifying a monster. They are liftable, which is generally our solution to a lot of monsters that are, you know, scary. So, but yeah, you have to take that first hit, and then if you go for a lift and it fails, you've taken 2 hits, and at this point, you probably can't afford to take a third. So if you don't have a solution like a holy bell in a room or a binding ball, it's you're really gambling at that point.
Yeah, and of course, depending on the situation, you can manipulate the monster to attack maximum first, but sometimes the corridor or the situation is a little bit more pincery than you'd like, and when he started that room, Chai got hit twice by the it wasn't the maximum that got hit, it was him 2 times, and he was hit for 11, which is a lot of damage, right? So even though you have a tanky monster, don't forget that Ko is still squishing, you still gotta take care of him. Alright, we're seeing that 8th floor. Let's see if we get to see Chai use that holy bell or not. He also has a familiar bell Wugga doesn't find.
He immediately goes for the shot. Yep, he went under.
Oh yeah. Let's see, AI1 hit my maximum, so he doesn't care.
That clown can be a problem, though.
Oh yeah. That might have been...
No, that's already dead.
Oh, but maximum is
2
going back to
hits.
level 5? It is. But it was at the early stages of level 6, so no many stars were lost in the process. So honestly, that's really not that bad at all. 1 kill will obviously bring it back, and it will already be so close to where it was.
And most importantly, preserving that holy bell. Like, you don't know what is going to come in the tower. Sometimes your only way out, right after you exit an elevator to a new floor, is to holy bell the room or to Mahel Seed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Those are such huge items to lose, even if they don't seem to get like a ton of use throughout a run. They can be a lifesaver.
Absolutely. And because that's how we cast matches, right? We talk about the differences in one's inventory or what happened on one side and doesn't happen on the other side. When I become a player, I start thinking about, oh, did my opponent use this? Did my opponent do that? And obviously I should just be focusing on what I'm doing. But once you start thinking like that, you become paranoid and you're like, oh, I can probably get out of this room without using anything because my opponent will have used something, right? And it's a never-ending process where you just try to stretch your inventory as thin as you can, and it kills you. It gets you dead.
Yeah, generally when I run in a race, I try not to think about what my opponent is doing, but there's just moments where you you can't help but think, like,
Oh
especially
yeah.
when it comes to like an egg.
Hmm.
You find an egg on floor 11 to 20, you're already thinking your opponent's probably hatched it. Could it be a Gruta? Is it really risk? Is it worth the time risk? Is
Is he
this an
already
opportunity
five
for you
floors
to
ahead?
catch up? Yeah, it's just a whirlwind of thoughts that you can't really afford whenever you're actually in a race setting because you got to go fast.
Absolutely. And again, I think the thought process of saying, oh, I don't think about it too much is the right one. But like you said, sometimes it's just like the allure, like it's a siren's call. You start thinking about it and then never leaves your head. I mean, obviously we're
Oh,
going one.
oh, sorry. Do you see the map that Wugga's on?
Oh yeah, there's a dead end. Is that where the elevator
That's where the
is?
elevator is.
Oh, obviously. But there's a lot of other rooms, so oh no, it's really terrible. Okay, okay, I get it. I get it. That's exactly where this is gonna shine the most, though. Those range spell is gonna let it clear most of those things, and at some point, he's gonna be close enough that that room will stop generating monsters and they'll appear somewhere else. But that might
Oh,
not. Oh yeah, Thunder
the
Wave
wind
now.
change.
I like it.
Oh, and Chai's in a situation. He just did a push on this volcano over here,
Ooh,
and he just used his holy bell.
there we go. I don't dislike that at all.
I don't. And he ended up needing the holy bell, so like that just goes to show.
But it also means that now none of the player has one, so at least it like canceled out. So it's not an advantage for Chai anymore. And that situation where he's in, well, we'll get past that too. So it just goes back to neutral. But it was an interesting interaction that they didn't use it at the same situation at all. So very good. Oh, Thunder Wave is decimating everything. I love me some Thunder Waves.
And this is Death's natural element. This is what you normally get when you have like a clown and you evolve it.
Mm-hmm.
They no longer have the. That's something important to know about this change with Wugga is that he no longer does have access to that potential turnaround mechanic.
Yes,
Of
that which he used
range.
actually.
Yes.
I saw him use one time, so that's very cool. Oh, Garuda's coming back.
And this troll woke up.
Yeah. Ice Rock, the true slow ball.
Oh, I do not like. I love getting an ice rock because it's good, but I hate
Yeah.
getting an ice rock because it's slow.
Exactly, exactly. And he's even using the mechanic where he zooms in super close. It's not the first time we see it this match, but if you don't know why they're doing this, you're gonna hear the whole animation and then damage sound, and then you're gonna see the damage in the box if you can still see who's hitting it. But as soon as you don't see it anymore, it's actually gonna only hear the sound, and you're gonna see the damage box, but you won't have to wait for the animation happening off screen. So they zoom in, go away, and then zoom out, zoom back out. That's what you can see more. Do you mind if I take a 2-second break? I'll be back, Septic.
No problem.
Thank you, man.
And here for a little bit, we'll go with this wind death is not going to provide the most benefit. Just because, like, he's about to leave the Kraken territory. And he'll still be seeing, like, a couple water monsters here. We'll start seeing Manivas again and spiders. But the pickets, which it gets already better than being water, I guess, for the pickets. Yeah, these Manivas aren't going to be a problem for him. One shot, probably. And we see on Chai's side that he is dealing with that same situation, but he does not choose to go wind here. He's just going to bind it and walk by it. Good choice. So he's staying water, which I'm not 100% sure if that's necessarily the best choice going forward. Revan says he has 2 sea seeds. Yeah. Speaking on Wugga, okay, yeah. So He does have 2 CCs. He can easily switch his death back to water, or he can even use one of those seeds to change an enemy to water to give him the elemental advantage. Ooh, that hurts. But the recovery ball, I do like seeing that. Recovery balls don't see a lot of action generally. You can't use them on yourself. You can't use any ball on yourself unless you get the repel ball. Which is a very slow process of allowing reflect on a monster and then using what you want to use on yourself on that monster. But he is making great use of his items, so that's really nice to see. Did he check? Nope, that's not the one. So Manivas had this mechanic where they can actually turn into an item, and there are a few ways we know to identify which item it is. Wugga opted not to use it there, and he just used the range magic to find out. But yeah, he knew that other loop was not not something he wanted to touch. And these coins he was holding on in case he could find a barong. All the Peter fruits in the world. MP is not a worry, and that's actually going to be a benefit more for Chai if he ever starts using AI1 with this maximum. Because the AI1 for maximum actually takes, I think it's, what is it, 1 or 2 MP per hit. I don't quite remember. Either way, it's expensive. Where most other monsters only take like 2. Thank you, Revan. Which if I'm correct, that's double. So normally it's only 1 MP for a monster to AI1.
And I'm back, and you would be right. 1 MP for AI1 generally, and 2 in the case of maximums and golems.
Yeah, so I was just noting that Wugga he just used a Peter Fruit not too long ago, and he has 2 more. So this switch to maximum with that increased melee attack cost, if he could find those Peter Fruits, isn't going to matter much.
Exactly.
Which he really needs. His maximum is... Am I seeing
Is that 1 MP? Oh, yeah. Mix Down can actually cost just 0.75, I think, so it won't necessarily drop him to 0. But yeah, and walking does consume MP as well, or passing turns, right? Yep. So straight up in the middle of the corridor, goes for the immediate bagging, which is a good idea, and he'll solve that problem later. But he doesn't have any MP recovering thing at all. No hag. Well, I mean, he's got fruits and seeds and everything, but no pitas. That's gonna be a problem.
He could definitely use the 2 wake-up herbs. We rarely see those used to any effect.
Yeah,
and
but
he
if
also
you're
has 3
fighting
CCs.
if you're fighting against Wugga, you don't. Anyway, I wouldn't take time to use those 2 herbs for what? 4 extra attacks potentially, and then have to deal with it again and again. I keep it bagged and I move commando for a while. He'll want the real MP recovering thing. Maybe use it as a shield. I don't know, but he's actually gonna do it. Oh, well, in that specific case, it really did wake up the Wugga.
I still kind of agree with this because while being going commando, you're definitely a little bit faster. It's so hard to survive the tower without something to help you preserve your items.
Yeah, and
your items will go by quickly.
The fact that it's going to be picket floors might have helped in that decision, in which case I think it's a better idea even. But yeah. And yeah, it's pointed out that there's only 2 floors difference between the 2 runners, and while that's also true, it seems it's a bit rough on Wugga's side. He's got hit by a few traps. Familiar bells are interesting. Let's just hope that actually Chai can solve his MP problem soon, or find something to go commando or whatever. But that's becoming a little bit scary, and it's only just 418, so. Oh, what are you doing? Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, he did use the CC. Okay, I didn't understand why Wugga was actually shooting Thunder Waves to a Wee Dog, but there was a CC involved. There we go. That makes much more sense. It's like it's gonna hit for like 3. What are you doing? But then 50 something. Blowback, yeah, it is pretty much like a Poke Mystery Dungeon. Actually, all of those games are based. Probably the earliest inspiration would be Shiren the Wanderer, which is definitely the game that inspired Azure Dreams. But then obviously Shiren the Wanderer is pretty much like a anime or JRPG version of Rogue, like the initial Rogue, as in where the name roguelike comes from. But yeah, absolutely like a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, though there's many differences as well, but the style of gameplay would be very similar, yes.
And Revan just found a Leolin fruit. He's letting the maximum deal with that Picket through that Leolin, so he's not using any MP for that fight.
Yes, but the Leolam effect is already gone. That lasts for like 16 turns, which is very, very good in certain situations, especially used obviously for Barong farming, like a casino farming. But
Barong or even like U-boat.
Yes, U-boats. Yeah. Or in one room where you want to use the spells of your monster, like the casting the spell itself, like 6 or 7 times in a fight. That can be super fun too. But as soon as you leave the room, those 16 turns will be off, and then that'll be it, right?
Uh-oh. I think Chai just... Yep, he de-aggroed his own familiar from himself.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go back and save it. Yeah, he's gonna be dead by 1,000 pepper cut. Lost a treasure loop on that? Definitely not bad at all. He's not unhappy. Treasure loop isn't very interesting. The only thing it can really do is help you know where rooms are. And of course, if you see an item room, you might make a hook for it depending on the situation. But generally, treasure loop aren't worth the time they need to activate. Alright. And floor 20 on Chai's side is going to be happy because he left Picket Floor, so he won't get his inventory stolen anymore. He's going to be unhappy because Viper Town, obviously. But, you know, sometimes it's better. And his pet is actually running out on fumes again. That's going to be scary for sure. But he changes the maximum to win. And here, Chai with the win strat, not surprising at all. But definitely here, that's a very good play. It's going to help a lot.
Unfortunately, this unicorn is giving him some trouble, and he just ran out of MP on...
Oh, yeah. Fire Crystal?
Just
binding. All right.
Yeah.
That works.
Toss it away, and then what are you going to do about this maximum? You've got plenty of sea seeds, but you don't want to change them back
yeah, he
to
just
water
changed
already.
it, yeah.
Recover him, bag him, and then hope. Hope for a PETA.
Mahel, okay. That's a good item that's being used for this. I'm not sure I'm very much into this.
Not really. That Mahel seed, if you just go commando, then you have that Mahel seed for surviving situations.
Oh yeah. That bell is a familiar bell. Yeah, we saw it on Wugga's side, and and he stepped on the same frog trap.
Yeah. And not to mention with that Mahel seed, he was draining that MP just twice as fast. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, I think that maximum is gone. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. De-aggroed monsters in the room, which is good, and you'd be hit for 21. Can't take many of those, my friend. You need to find a solution. Binding it is. Very good choice. Throw that spider somewhere else. Okay, Egg Bomb on Wugga's side. That was a Wee Dog, really useless. Very nice Egg Bomb as well, so didn't lose anything too good. And he can do that because he doesn't care about MP since he's got still 2 Pitas. And still, I think I see 60 MP. So that's much more than he did. Wake up!
That's always nerve-wracking walking around a sleeping monster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, warp
Oh,
trap on
he's got a
Wugga's side.
familiar bell,
He's got familiar bell. I panic for nothing. Wugga's got the solution. Oh, trap scroll, really? That's rare and useless.
And the thing about the familiar bells, it's actually quite rare.
They are.
It's-
They are. And Chai's got 2. 63. Oh, power weekend. Obviously, as every time. But luckily, on Thunderwave, the coast attack power is irrelevant. So it doesn't change anything. More like rarely useless, am I right? No. Alright, so still using the Binding Ball, and he gets that replaced by a Water Ball. Definitely not really good. Ice Rock, only the 1 charge. He's doing some inventory management. Chai is going up to floor 21, but this is getting really scary, to be honest, because that Binding Ball is probably empty, is it? No, oh, still 3 charges. Oh, he's probably
Still
found
3
someone.
charges.
He must have had 7. He used it quite a lot.
I remember seeing 6. I didn't know if he used it before that, but you can
Right.
see on Wugga's side that he still has 4 charges, and that's the power of having a familiar is
Right.
most notably in preserving your resources for the final floors. So
Oh, okay. We have some kind of a pickle here. If that low blinds get through. Okay, didn't. We
what
are
does he do
on.
now? He can't
Yeah,
take
yeah.
a hit from both of them.
So he's gonna use Ice Rock and hope one of them. There we go. Oh, both of them good. That wee dog dies next turn, but that's late. Okay, very, very good. Pick up.
Ooh.
Drop him so that the. Okay, that works. There we go. Okay. That got him out of that specific room, which was really scary. Did use 2 resources that aren't too bad in terms of how much it cost. Okay, he's got the hag, which is the wee dog. There we go. And obviously you feed that to Maximum. There you go. He's gonna be happy to see Maxi back.
That's huge. He's now out of Ice Rock, so that he no longer
Yep.
has that resource available to him. But he still has plenty of binding, and now that he has maximum out, he should be able to preserve a lot of it.
Yeah. You mean he's out the slow ball, so it's a good resource, but I still hate it.
I'm with you on that for sure. Not a ball I ever like using.
Oh yeah. Now using the water ball on that maximum is interesting, but it won't kill that wee dog anytime soon. With higher elevation, maybe. Oh yeah, wait, CC'd. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, and he still has 2 more of those CC'd, so
He should still go with mixed slowdown, yeah, because he would have spent like 6 MP on that, and he realized that midway through, and then the water ball was useless. So I think Chai is not necessarily panicking, but I think he's trying to think about too many strategies. He's definitely one of the guys in the community that knows many strats. I think he's just thinking about too many. Oh my god! There you go! And that Holy Bell right now feels really bad as being used earlier on. This is crazy. That wee dog on the elevator is sleeping, and Chai is in a bad situation. He won't wake up, I'm sure of it, because obviously terrible seeds.
what does he
How
do
did-
here?
Yeah, what do you do to get out of here? He kind of needs to hope that wee dog wakes up soon.
Even if it wakes up, he's got to walk around this viper who's awake, and vipers do not tickle. He
Oh,
can only take... Okay.
That's a lucky one, I guess. As lucky as they come. Okay, just want to exit the room. He's gonna pick up that sleeping. Yeah, okay. I think that's kind of clever. Like, reset and, fix problems later, right?
Yeah, definitely. He can't fight with them all surrounding. Take them into the hallway where they're unable to
Maximum
really
to them. Yeah.
do that.
And most of them won't even, follow because they're sleeping. I like that he stayed cool and just, most of the player would have run for that elevator and died because the wee dog would not get off of it. But he just said, you know what? Counter blessing, fly off, we'll deal with this later. Now this floor is terrible because there's going to be all those monsters roaming in the corridors, or worse, still asleep in there. But, at least spread them.
There is a question I want to ask. Is Wee Dog pushable?
That's a good question. I wouldn't think they are, but,
'Cause that could be an option in that situation, but like, I am not saying that Chai's decision was not optimal. I think it actually was, but like, that could be a way to get him off the elevator if he's still sitting there sleeping. Oh,
yeah, but it was back to a wall, so you would have had to also move another extra step to push it along the wall.
True.
And I think that would have been
that's not
oh
the way
yeah,
to go.
all those corridors are gonna become absolutely terrifying. But if he's lucky, they're all took out, yeah? All took off from the other side, and Chai survives floor 21. That was beautiful.
Back to Wugga's audio.
Yeah, back to Wugga's
Had to
audio that
listen to
did
the
10
hype
floor
music.
during that time, so... It kind of is really important to know that, yeah, it was a very scary fourth Chai. And as much as you gotta give him props for how he actually managed to survive all this, it took a lot of time. And not against anything that he did. He played wonderfully. It's just circumstances. But yeah, don't give a minute to Wugga. He's gonna gain 10 for it. It is, Deme, because if it wouldn't have played that wonderfully, it would have taken longer. We would have been dead. And that drops your chances to win quite a bit. So during that time, floor 30, we're going to get to see Beldo hype soon. I assume. And being the water death he is, Wugga is definitely in a good situation right now. He is exactly the element he wants to be for the end of the run. And we're going to see Beldo, or will we? We do.
Yep, Beldo hype. The final stretch.
Absolutely. Beldo will then summon monsters. Nothing in this room. Everything is fine. Sleeping Tyrant, not very scary. I feel like Wugga's inventory is actually freaking fantastic. He got a Holy Scroll. He got another Holy Bell now. That Binding still got 4 charges. He's got a Fireball. I know he used a white sand on it at some point. I don't know how many charges it still got, but there's that. 2 Mahels. Acid Rainbow. That's an inventory, man.
That is a very good inventory. In fact, I would say at this point, obviously it would be still risky because the tower is the tower, but he has enough resources that he probably doesn't really need death anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I assume he's going to use it like spare speed, maybe to turn monsters around, maybe to snipe those like weak monsters. Probably just going to use it on fire monsters at this point, I assume.
Yeah, just take care of the few things that are in the way and...
Yeah. If he uses it to turn monsters around, you can see him used on anything. Oh, a Blaze Ball as well. And he's got to make room for it. Isn't that a pain? He's got so much of a good inventory, he's going to use a PETA to make room. Yeah. Also important to note that both our runners are sporting a magnificent leather shield, brownish color, used to be both defensive and beautiful, and fits any kind of fashion. Alright.
Wugga did just use his Holy Bell in order to get that glacier off of the elevator.
But I would have done that too. That glaciers can be scary. And there was a dragon as well, so... very good use of the Holy Bell, even though I always like having one. And not having one feels like, oh, is the next time I'm going to use an elevator going to be absolutely dreadful?
The using of the Holy Bell there, like, it kind of shows just how strong his inventory overall is. Generally, I would still try to keep the Holy Bell around. I would even use
same.
2 other items instead.
Uh-oh, he cornered himself. Not too bad because low down, but you know. But you're right, absolutely. Low down. His inventory is so freaking good that he feels like he can use a strong item just to get out of the situation quicker and with less risk. Even if you would have tried to stretch your inventory like we normally do, that was probably not the item that was going out first, right?
Generally, yeah. Like, I always like to try and keep those Holy Bells because you never know what's going to happen on an elevator. Like, you have so many options there before you even enter that room on how to approach getting to that elevator. Whereas once you take an elevator to a new floor, your options are extremely limited if you have a few monsters in the room with you.
Do you think that using an acid rain would have been better at that point? You would have killed the dragon, make that glacier a little bit squishier, and could have beaten him off with just shooting spells?
Possibly, yeah.
Because you know that acid rain won't out. Yeah, it won't out once there's golems in rooms.
Oh yeah, you definitely...
Well, acid rain can work there too.
Yep.
I guess that if we would have switched, we would have gotten it the other way around anyway.
Is a mixed magic after that enough to finish these?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, 25, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, those spells are actually not bad at all, considering they're right now levels, what? 46? Yeah. That's strong magic.
Yeah, the clown trait that doubles the magic level is coming into major play. That's 25 damage to a monster that has around 80 HP.
Oh yeah.
In general, you would probably be seeing like 10 damage.
Yeah.
But due to clown's trait, it's way powered up.
Absolutely. And it's especially interesting because not every spell actually does become that much stronger from leveling the spell itself. Sword magic does, but so very slowly after level 10 that it's irrelevant. So having that trait on a spell like Brid is very, very bad unless you intend to use Brid like the spell itself. But obviously they put that on a monster where the mixed magic spell is actually very, very good when it gains a level. So suddenly that's extremely strong. You intend to use Holy Scroll. Okay.
That's really fine. That's one of the fastest ways to get rid of it, and now you have a little friend to help you deal with things.
Imagine if after you Holy Scrolled it, you would control it as if you had like a collar on it, and you could ask it to actually curl you back.
Oh, that would be so good.
That would be so good. You pick up that death. Oh no, you can't actually because it wasn't a clown. But you'll just go like, whee!
Czaj is back to having MP issues.
Oh yeah.
Where did Wugga get these pita fruits?
I don't know.
I don't think I ever saw. I know he didn't play with any bronze. I'm pretty sure. I saw him have to discard some coins.
Floor 38 on Wugga's side, and of course I'm talking about curling, being Canadian and all. Got to talk about the national sport.
I thought hockey was it.
What is hockey? I never saw some hockey in AD, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's fair.
Using a binding ball, got glacier. That frog will, nope, not go into the way it's good. Floor 39, only one floor to go and give the first blow in this tournament. Will Wugga actually take first game, put his name on the board, and forces... Oh, there was Whiten in there. And forces Czaj to actually respond in kind. I assume at this point, with that kind of inventory, barring a terrible match, commentary curse, that he should be able to deal with this. use the star glasses, you know where the elevator is. That monster is absolutely not even going to slow him down.
And look at the inventory he still has on him. It's
Oh yeah. That's why he
did
doesn't
not
care.
feel- this felt like a Sand Knight seed probably to Chai, but I'm not sure Wugga's believing in it right now.
It seems I couldn't spread my power. And we have match 1 winner, Wugga. This was a set. And I gotta admit, Wugga played wonderfully. But Chai was the most impressive player during that round. It's just sadly that he had to deal with so much worse. That was a set. Alright, will we see actually what was in that other egg? I assume if he got time, we'll actually throw that egg onto our friend Beldo. That was a 12-floor lead. Chai really had a rough time with those rooms. All of them are Sand Knight seeds. They're going to be terrible. And it was a kid. Oh my, oh my. Obviously, that was too late to start raising a kid, but I mean, you know. I assume that our runners are now knowing that the match has been done. Yeah, there we go. We're going to reset real quick. We're going to do this at least 2 other times, being a best of 5. And let's see if actually Chai can counterattack, trade blow for blow, and get ready for match 2. We have a little bit extra time this time to talk about this. Chat, and obviously Septic as well. What is it that you want to see? Did your mind change after seeing that first match?
It never changes. It's always Golem. I want to see my boy.
Want to see my boy. You were actually lucky. There was a lot of Golem Boy during this tournament. Not all of them were played, but we did see it quite a few times.
Actually, in one of my seeds, I think I had one.
Yeah, absolutely. Wasn't there a seed like in the very early? Maybe there was a showcase match where you got like you played against Shreven and you got like Golem and Batnell starting, and you both look like your boy.
What was I'm sorry. What was the main familiar? I think because I think when I did get Golem, he was in the egg.
That makes sense. It's been a while. I might be wrong. Oh, we see actually interesting answers. Vipers would be very cool. We haven't seen Vipers in ages. And they actually have the Awakened spell of Orlando Bloom strat, which is also very, very fun. We see Revan says Killers and Krakens. 2 very good choices as well. Killer would be my favorite for sure, even though I would actually like to see Snowman. And Demi says that she would want to see a Maneva. That's the vibe she has right now. Maneva can be very, very fun too. Especially if they have their spell Awoken, which is the 4th. I'd like to see if you use the strategy, you know, to turn into a monster, use the 4th, and then bag to get your MP back. Because the 4th is costly. But if you have some patience, Maneva can have infinite MP.
There could be an argument for actually having both Maneva and whatever's in the egg out just for that strategy. To have
Exactly.
something to turn into. You don't often really want to turn into an enemy monster and then just let it swing at you while you're, in this position where you want to heal.
Yeah, imagine having starting monsters Spigot and Maneva. Do you start duping things?
It depends on what it is.
Let's say you get a fireball.
A fireball, I definitely would.
Yeah. We've never seen that in tournament, really.
If it still has like four charges, then like every dupe is 4 monster removals. Whereas if you have something like a Holy Scroll, it's still really worth duping as an item, but you're only getting 1 use for every dupe. So
true.
I feel like balls are definitely something I would spend time duping, but anything
Holy
else,
Scroll might be a
not.
weird case because 1 Holy Scroll can be more than 4 monster removal because you make a friend too. That monster will fight for you. Oh, I'm very excited. Suddenly, so many possibilities. As our runners counted down. Okay,
I'm
soon.
getting them right now.
Marvelous, marvelous. So, yeah, I think that chat's what they say is actually very interesting. All of them I would like to see. Obviously, it's also sometimes fun to see like terrible things like a Dreamin' that isn't MVP, and I'd like to see a noise at some point. I like noises. Um, Maybe a Palumpa climb, even though most of the time when you get a bad one, you probably don't get two bad ones and you just use the other. But yeah. Oh, right, right, right. And we're gonna get the match started. They're gonna get to cross the bridge. And what do we have? Cutie! Vanilla Cutie. Is it even?
Just bag it, free it. Whatever's in the egg, use it.
Oh, how are they happy about that?
I mean, I it's a solid monster. It's a solid monster. There's nothing special to say about it though.
Yeah, it's the
vanilla.
standard. It's the standard by which other monsters are compared. It's actually very strong. It's got pretty much everything a runner would be looking for. Because obviously, raw strength and good spells are two things you'll want. Sword spell magic is as good as it goes. So the thing that we mostly are looking for is high MP, good defense, and good attack, obviously, and the ability to be picked up is very high value. You get all of that. It's the only monsters except Haikyuu that has 100 MP or more. And obviously, Kid can get more if you train him as a kid and don't evolve it, but
I want to know what's in that egg. And I want a bomb trap to hit Kyun.
And get one shot because he's win?
Yes.
There you go. I would have been surprised they wouldn't have tried to hatch the egg. I guess it just wanted to see what Barong had to offer first. And what do we have? It's hard to replace Cutie, but will it be? A troll! This is a real troll scene. There we go.
Oh no. There's no way they're switching to troll.
No, they're not. Unless
bomb trap.
Unless bomb trap first step.
Oh,
and he uses the trap loop.
That's actually that's actually something very smart.
Oh yeah.
To use that trap loop for, you can just immediately get your level 3.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I would know all about that as I've been playing Pacifist Percent a bit, and that's the only way you get experiences by beating up traps. So trap loop is super hype.
What this is gonna do for Wugga though is because traps do not give XP to the familiar.
Yep.
He's actually gonna be offset, and so he's gonna have level up animations going on like all the time.
Oh, absolutely. So at some point we'll catch up because the XP is very rubber banded in that game. So at some point they'll resync, and you do not keep over extra XP over to the next level up. So, but yeah. Okay, that's such a very interesting setup because they have an ice shield and Cunie is wind, right? So it feels like a vanilla seed, but it definitely isn't. But at the same time, it kind of is. Is this even randomized?
What I do find interesting is that Chai was able to get an extra star glasses from Barong. That is one of the better speed items. Knowing where the elevator is just huge.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why U-Boat is one of the best monsters, for sure. So obviously, just having that in item form, and it's faster than using a U-Boat as well. Though the U-Boat, probably is like a renewable resources to some extent. Star Glasses is fantastic. Though it is kind of like, well, to me, it's kind of like elixirs in Final Fantasy. Uh, every time I would use one, I'm like, yeah, but if I keep it for the next floor, it's better, right? And then I have like 5 when I clear the game.
That's me and elixirs and JRPGs in a nutshell. I will not use them.
Absolutely not. Imagine if the next box needs you to use one.
Just imagine.
Just imagine.
Can I find a way around this boss that I really feel I need to use this elixir, but I might need it for the next one.
Yeah. If you need one now, the next boss is going to be worse, right? So you'll need it more later. We're terrible.
There's another glasses there. What was that? Truth?
Truth, yep. That's a very good set of glasses, actually. 2 stars in the truth will get you off of a lot of things. You might want to use it on that blaze ball, but probably you want to keep that for potential egg at least until, for like the I-10s.
That blaze ball was their start. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't, because it would be identified.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
The blaze ball was the start, I'm pretty sure. Oh, unless they throw at that. Oh, they throw that at the Barong. Oh. So it must have been terrible. Which is a lot of the balls.
Yeah, well, the way I use truth glasses is I always try to get to floor 21.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I'll just start truthing on my balls or even any eggs. I like knowing what my egg bomb is. If it's otherwise not something I'm gonna hatch, I just like knowing what it is so that I can use it the most effectively that I can. But
I'm kind of the weird guy that actually truth glasses like early ones to see if I can change equipment early. Even though the more we're getting, like the better we're getting at this game, the less I feel like that's a valid strategy. But I'm still the kind of guy that'll do that, like make sure I don't get cursed early. Because decurse will let you remove the equipment, but won't decurse you. And cure-alls are rare.
I think honestly, being locked into a weapon is far worse than just being cursed. While your accuracy and your luck is just dropped pretty heavily by it, for me, has rarely had a major game-changing effect. So, I generally don't concern with that, but I do, respect the idea of, okay, do I want to lock myself, or potentially lock myself into this wooden wand when I could find a scarlet later? That's, I think that's actually a very valid strat.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. I'm not sorry. Speaking of wands, we get life wands on both sides. That's a very interesting weapon. Very good for survival, and if you just want to like wail at a monster, getting hit in return, not setting up AI one because it's a bit slower, you're gonna get most of your HP back because you actually lifesteal with it. Later on, this is not the greatest one because you won't be lifestealing enough. And if you're planned in just on lifestealing, you'll probably have a bad plan anyway. But to be honest, up until quite a long while, this is a very, very good weapon. And it's pretty much only just beating by matching wands at that point. So probably like the 4th best wand if we don't count Train. But obviously the 3 elemental wands are just so strong.
Oh, certainly. I've noticed here that Chai's actually pulled ahead of Wugga in these early stages. I think he might have shifted a little bit and maybe not fully explored the early floors to get that early lead.
Oh, you got that bump trap. Cutie isn't dead though, but he took 16 damage out of 26.
It's not enough.
That's definitely
at this
scary.
point. At this point that might actually just turn the tide though. That troll is, even though it's only 4 levels here for Chai, that difference is, it could be painful on these floors, especially since troll doesn't naturally have a spell unlock.
Yes, exactly.
It's just not really going to do anything.
But I like what you said earlier, though, that Chai might have been, switching gear a little bit. Obviously, playing against a guy like Wugga, you kind of need to. Maybe you use that first game to gauge how fast you need to go, and then you realize it wasn't fast enough, and then you know, right, that you need to step up on the gas, which will probably make you do some mistakes. But Chai's a very strong player. He'll probably deal with those mistakes when they happen. Just it's such a hard situation. It's like being between rock and a hard place, right? Either you play fast and die of your mistakes, or you don't play fast enough and you just get announced. That Wugga is on 40 when you're on 28.
Yeah. But they do have a wind queue as well, so like maybe that was part of the decision making too. Like these floors are basically free as long as, you know, bomb traps don't keep happening.
Oh, and leather shield is part of the equation now. Chai is probably quite happy. And there's a warp trap on Wugga's side.
Oh, and he's in a dead-end room.
Oh, yeah. He's level 6, though, so not the kind of level you'll see from Wugga most of the time. So he's probably quite happy that he can tank a hit or two. But that U-boat needs to stay asleep.
Meanwhile, Chai hitting a go-up trap, so there is now already a 2-floor lead for him. Oh, so, and Kyun's fighting.
So Cuny is winning those fights. Yeah, but not this time. Oh, yeah. 8 damage.
Yeah, he's not gonna
be there in time.
Oh!
Okay, changes AI so that Cuny actually leaves the room. Take the aggro. Throw that fire sword. Throw that fire sword. Pop the balloon. Party time.
Oh, well played. Well played.
That was so well played. Wugga definitely shows that he's the leader of any percent for obvious reason. This guy knows it all. Oh, yep. Go back for that letter shield, or we're not friends anymore. Yep. Alright, so during that time, Chai used the rough side on Wugga to take a comfortable lead, and I like to see that. I like to see that he had a rough time during Seed 1. Wugga used that to actually, take the lead, but he gives it back, and we see a fusion here to change Cuny back to fire. Floor 10 is when it happens.
I don't know, like, I don't like keeping my familiar on win necessarily, but I've been thinking about it a lot, actually, recently.
Okay.
You only have, I think, like, 3 floors here, of which, before Krakens start coming. Krakens and Noels.
Right.
And then after that, mostly everything is wind until...
Oh, quite high, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 25, I guess?
Yeah, I actually say, like, keeping wind through here, though, you still have, like, he already has a flame ball, a blaze ball. He has ways to deal with all the wind monsters that he doesn't necessarily need Kyun to be fire.
Right.
And once he starts dealing with the Krakens, the Noels, the Manivas, the Arachnes, Viper, like there's going to be so many water monsters that he just will have to pretty much use resources on.
But I think the reasoning here is that floor 10 is definitely where XP starts to pick up, right? If you want to level up, that's the place to be. Monsters here give quadruples what they gave a floor ago. So being level 5 he was when he entered the floor was probably like the reason why you wanted not necessarily to use that many charges. I 100% agree with you. The point is, the longer you stretch that line, at some point your charges of your spell ball volume on one shot if you at least don't get a few levels somewhere.
That's true. I generally, like, when I run any percent, I'll generally run to try and get to Garudas in order to use a fireball, though. Like, they give a sufficient amount of XP. Then you have the pickets can also
pickets
some
are fantastic
XP.
for that. But Wugga does the same thing. Cuny Fuse into fire. That's going to be used for at least 2 to 3 floors. And then, like you said, things are going to reverse, and that's going to be scary to be fire for a while.
It does depend. Like, the way the tower
Sure.
works is that, you know, they might not even
Oh.
ever come across a Kraken.
But they found CC, or anyway, Chai did. That's going to be huge, actually.
When do they switch back to water, though? That's the question.
At least they have the option, is the point, I guess.
Oh, definitely. The option is not just good to have. It's going to very likely be used, at least by floor 29-30. That's where water is simply king.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I like to see that looking at Kuhn's stats right now on level 8 on Wugga's side, he's got 15 defense, which was the defense stat of the maximum at level 3.
Oh, yeah.
Maximum's got stats, man.
It does, it
So-
does. But maximum is not liftable. And that's...
Oh, Wugga's sleeping on a job?
Oh, no.
Wugga's sleeping on a job?
Oh, that Kuhn is probably
He's
dead.
so dead. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh.
11. Oh, he is. It is. And Cuny goes down.
Oh.
And Wugga
That-
is getting hit. And he goes down.
Oh, wow.
4-11. He got MVP.
Oh, my goodness.
My God. And Chai's already high on the tower. Wins rounds 2. That was a match. MVP on Wugga. That's crazy. You got driven, yeah? Oh, my God. Yep. 10 night seeds. Bat on one side, then bat on the other side. Everyone gets to deal with it separately. We're getting on round 2 with 1-1. Victory on each side. Wugga is going to treat us to some U-boat glitch. Oh, not even. That's all right. What a match is going to forever hold the grudge. Absolutely. Wow. You know, we always underestimate Dreamins. But yeah, that's why you shouldn't. That one time they actually get you, and you don't wake up after being hit. And it was actually only taking 11 damage, which from a Griffin is not a lot, right? I think he had Ice Shield on, I assume was the reason. You
Yes.
expect like almost 20 damage from a Griffin for sure. But yeah, you just didn't wake up. It's 50-50 every time. Exactly. It's low percent, but it's never off the table. You kind of need to play around as if it was going to happen, and then you're not going to wake up for 52 turns. That's still terrible. It's going to actually... I hope it won't hit Wugga's confidence too much, because it must feel so bad. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong, granted, but wow. That was such an end to such a match. But that's 80 for you. Sometimes you clear the tower in record time, and then the next round you can beat floor 11. Doesn't matter that you world record holder.
Welcome to the game we play.
Welcome to the game you play, yeah. Hashtag blame send night. Absolutely. I'll take the blame. Don't you worry. I'm in those seats. Oh my God. That feels the amount of crazy I want to see in a tournament match, right? I want to see in the final.
So we are 1 for 1 now.
Absolutely. This is back to equal. You'll only see 2 pitas at the top on each side, but that's because that's the normal layout for tournaments, which are best of 3s, but that's going to be a best of 5. So don't worry too much about that. Once all those beautiful apples will be filled, there's going to be an extra match. We see seeds are good on both sides. Sometimes tower clears you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's so crazy. It just said, nope, go back home and get kicked by that girl next door. And that happened. It was all a dream. It was just all a dream.
Of all things. I would expect a paralyzed trap or an actual sleep trap. Not a
Exactly.
dreaming.
Yeah, and we checked the calculation with Chai once, and I don't remember the exact formula, obviously, but the percentage chance that Dreamin puts you to sleep even is so low. Like, it must be in the low 30s, like, or something like that. It's still like a third. That's still high enough, but considering some abilities are like in the 70s. I think the one that was very high was Bender's Confusion Dance thing. I think that was actually decently high that I would use it. Though Confusion is not the greatest best defense, right? Can still hit you. It's always down for more puns. Yeah. Don't you worry. I'll make more puns. I won't sleep on a job.
And we already have a runner's countdown. Due to delay, it doesn't look like they're ready, but they are.
All right. So what do we want to see this time? Okay, Sleepy is the name. There we go. We definitely want to see a Dreamin' now. It kind of needs to be a Dreamin'. It kind of needs to be Karma. And then he gets this Dreamin' and then just force quit the game and never runs Azure Dream again. That's what needs to happen now. Just nopes out of it.
Another death.
Another death! What is this even going on? So we get death, cutie, and then death again? This is mad. Is this even randomized? Sleep.
I wonder how I wonder how Chai feels about this. He's already beaten once with death.
Exactly. It might be a different element at first, but I won't change it so once you get sea seeds and I'm not sleep punning, I'm sleep running. I'm or pun running? Sleep? I don't know what's going on.
It is a water death.
And we get another water death. So, a letdown. Though our egg is wine red this time. We start with the Golfin sword, which is fine, to be honest.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. Okay, no. Are you gonna start drifting or something? I mean, all of our tournaments has got Eurobeat songs as names. I mean, we could do a Deja Vu tournament now.
Oh, so this Barong play with Chai, water water crystal, holy scroll, and a familiar bell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention the starter with a Golfwin. I absolutely love starting with a Golfwin sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good.
It is a decent weapon, to be honest. All right. And it is a flame in the egg. So, do we care? We don't care, right? I mean, there's... You can use it to fuse and then get the sword makes magic in there as well.
You could. I would say you probably just hold on to it. Because...
What are you going to do with it later on?
That's true.
I mean, mirror
You could
shield.
pass it to death.
Or... Yeah, or you could wait for later, because truly, if it's only used for sword makes magic, it only needs 10 levels in it to actually be useful.
And right now, they've already, or at least Chai has sacrificed his pita fruit.
Right.
And he probably doesn't want to be in the same situation he was with Maximum.
He uses pita fruit, not as if he ever had empty problem in the past, right?
Oh, no, definitely not.
But I
empty
understand.
problems don't happen.
Oh, it also... Oh, no. It doesn't mean that the clowns are going to be water, because it's only death that is water, right? So they're going to be fine on those stars, because Let Down is a very scary spell to be cast on.
Stream Wand. That... Okay, yeah,
Now I would
fuse.
I would fuse. Oh, yeah. Any day of the week. Because that flame is gonna stay. That monster is gonna stay water too. Oh, and a warp trap on Wugga's side. Is he actually going to be able to deal with that without problems?
Oh, and he doesn't have. He doesn't have the familiar bell that Chai got.
Yep. And the floor, the trap is on the same floor as Chai is on, but he hasn't activated yet. And he throws a troll at his own monster, dealing some decent damage. But that's alright, he can deal with it. Alright, exploring those first few floors again, just to get as good an inventory and some level ups. At least behind your scarf. What do we get here? Trap loop is pretty good. Early trap loop I like.
And once again, Wugga survives the warp trap.
Yeah, absolutely. And Skeef is right. The death weapon damage is very huge early on. It's such a big deal. It won't scale as well, like we said, compared to maximum during first match. At some point, maximum is going to catch up even to the weapon damage. But early on, this is crazy. And it being water, it's not going to be scared of anything, not even including noises. Alright, gonna go up, yes. Both on floor 4, still exploring and building up that cute inventory. Do we have mirror on both sides? Yeah, we do. They are not equipping it, though. Which I can understand, but I still think that I would, even though I'm much more of a fan of leather. I understand that mirror is the second best.
And right now, the Iron Sword gives, I think, or the Iron Shield gives, 1 or 2 more defense, so... There's nothing really to worry too much besides flame that the mirror shield would otherwise be better for, so...
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fine to just hold on to the iron shield until you start seeing griffins, and then at that point, if you don't have, a leather shield, then you can probably go ahead and make that switch to the mirror.
That's interesting, because now Wugga is on floor 4, so that Stream 1 is out of the equation, and he's still the one that fused into to get the sword spell in. But he doesn't have the Stream 1 to deal with it or make it better. And Chai hasn't, though he does have that Stream 1.
I'm curious why Chai hasn't thought to do that. Maybe he's just fine with this range. Yeah, it's not necessary to make that fusion. Just having that would be so much stronger.
Oh, yeah.
But it's death. It's not like you just have ranged mixture magic. You also have that double spell level, so...
Oh, yeah. Well, for the sword mix magic, it won't change much. But yeah, that range magic is going to be so strong. But if you hit in melee, at some point, that sword mix magic is going to be a little bit stronger. Especially against monsters that are not weak to your spell. Sword makes magic base damage is actually very, very good. The range magic is actually very dependent on if you're hitting strong, neutral, or weak monsters.
But they also have this Gulpwind sword, so when you are at point blank with these water monsters...
Oh yeah.
And look at that.
The first hit is good, yeah.
The first hit is 12.
That's actually pretty darn true. And that's probably one of the reasons why having that sword right now is really good. Especially considering it's not like sword mixed magic. The range mixed magic does not care about any of Ko's stats. And this one does a melee hit and then shoot, so might as well have a sword, because that melee hit is only going to be sword damage, and then the spell is only going to be spell damage based off the monster, none of Ko's stats. Whereas sword mixed magic takes Ko's attack and multiplied by the level, or by some formula that's dependent on level of the spell. So Chai is taking a very commanding lead. Wugga is still on floor 5. Chai is on floor 9, and I'm pretty sure he's using that trap.
I can get a little extra XP while it's
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah, of course. He's not waking up. Let's go.
Yeah, 5 floor difference now. This is pretty big.
Absolutely.
I think
and
Chai had to change something up.
yeah,
Doing this
And-
twice in a row.
Chai is not lower level than Wugga either. He's actually 1 level extra. He just got a binding ball, which he considered like, you know what, that's good enough. Let's move on to the next floor. 11 now. Still 5
Yeah.
floors difference.
There's even a chance that Wugga might not find that binding ball because he spawned in the room with the elevator. He just opted to check a nearby room because
I
it was
think
safe to
he
do.
saw it on the spin. I think that's the reason.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I think so. I
Then
assume that would be the
Wugga will
reason
see
why.
go check it if he could see.
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it on
yeah.
the spin
There's no
like that.
monster in the room. It's the next room over, and there's a ball in it. I think you want to go and watch. Right. Death is such a good bet. That's definitely the first time I beat the game that was with it. Or maybe that was Arachne block, but I think that was Death.
I think it was in my very first playthrough that I found a flame egg and actually
Ooh.
ran with eventually Ifrit.
There you go.
I was very surprised to find out flame is actually one of the harder eggs to get.
It is. It is one of the most, like, the harder. I think the only one that it's in that category too is, like, noise.
Noise, maybe Palumpa?
Can't you get Palumpa egg in the 20s when you get Dark Palumpas?
I will check.
I might be
I
wrong.
don't think so. I think it's a one-time chance, but maybe.
Hmm. And I mean, you do get 2 from storyline as well, so you never really need to find a Palumpa egg.
Yeah, you never need to find one. I'm looking at it here, and I'm not seeing Palumpa in the later floors.
Interesting.
He has that 15.63 chance on the first 5 floors, and then he's gone on 6 through 10. So yeah.
Wow,
And
that's
trolls.
interesting.
Trolls never oh wait, no, they do appear on 16 to 20. Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I don't think they're really that rare. Oh, floor 12 egg. You're right, Revan. That's actually very interesting. And I'm pretty sure Chai will not risk not hatching that egg, even without a pair of glasses. He has quite a commanding lead again, but I'm not sure he knows, so I don't think he risked that. And anyway, even if he has a lead, if that's a Garuda egg, you never know.
Yeah,
Or
he won't make
Go
the same mistake I did.
Exactly.
You
But
had
actually,
to.
don't they said last time that they had some kind of a rule? Is that still enforced?
Oh, that might be. They might not be caring too much about Garuda. They might already have a rule in place that they won't do any abducting, which is the only real
Huh.
reason why you want Garuda.
Exactly. Oh, that could be interesting. So if we see them not hatching, that might be the reason why. I'm not confirmed that that's a thing, but I've heard them talk about it. And floor 10 could still be U-boat though, so definitely it could be interesting. Doesn't mean you don't hatch, but you might not be as eager to.
It's on the higher end. Like now that it's since it's floor 12, it's on the higher end for U-boats. So and a clown, but they already have death.
So not only did Wugga actually find that binding ball that we saw in the spin, he actually went the room over and found another ball. So we don't know what that one is.
That's definitely time lost over Chai's time on that floor.
Oh yeah.
Is it worth? Blaze?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that wasn't worth the warp trap,
warp
though.
trap.
That wasn't worth the warp trap
Oh,
if he
poor
loses his
Wugga.
death here. Oh yeah. He's hidden all of the warp traps. That's crazy. So how do you deal with this? And Chai's not in a good situation either, actually.
He's not. He's got the whole elemental triangle in that room.
Oh, yeah. So he's going to try to use it as bait. Didn't work.
He might run outside of command range if he's not careful.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And now he bags, he loses the troll, which actually decides to go out this room, so he doesn't really lose it. He's gonna need to use that binding bow. There we go.
That's a good play. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll de-aggro that troll.
Yep. And now
he can pull death out and yeah, probably kill that Noel. Maybe. I don't know how much damage he can do right now to it.
Probably in the 20s.
No,
14, that's quite low.
That's...
And that'll bring it into healing range, and that's going to be terrible. Okay, no, it didn't.
Actually, 14, 28, 42, that might kill, yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Lucky man, you take that?
Don't level up doing this. Then you won't
Yeah, absolutely not. That would be terrible. Suddenly you can't. And actually, they will level up. There you go. Oh, that is such a scary situation. You don't want those new yells start healing themselves every time.
You definitely don't. One of the worst things to have to deal with, or like getting a Palumpa in the starter is also one of the worst feelings when they start healing.
Or Manivas that use the fort and full heal themselves every time. And to come back straight time in the tower. Yeah. That's maddening.
You know, thinking about it now, I am so with Deme on that. I want to see a Maniva in the next one.
Deme is more evil than you think she is. At some point when we did, like, before we discovered the second tower, there was a thing called, not endurance, was it endurance? Endurance mode, yeah. Where you would get 99 for, pretty much the same idea, second tower, just we didn't find it in the code yet. And we did the first, like, version of it, and we had to actually do a patch because finding early Batnell and early Manivas were too scary. Because monsters were add spells unlocked as well. And suddenly, finding those early Manivas were way too scary, so there was like a patch that they couldn't happen before floor 10, I think it was.
Yeah, I don't think I was around when that was a thing. I didn't know you had to patch it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's only when you play Entrance and Wit Spell unlock, and then suddenly those two monsters can't appear before floor 10. I mean, Batnell already has its spell awakened. The reason why Batnell is banned from first floor is just because it kicks your ass and you didn't have the chance to at least have some things. Way too many runs were just dead because you start in the room with a Batnell and kicks you 1 and you have 16 HP and it hits you for like 52. And you're like, why? And if you think I'm exaggerating, think again. Batnell is very hard. Maybe I'm exaggerating.
I don't think you're exaggerating there. Batnells are they're kind of dumb.
They're kind of dumb. Every time I try to like think like, okay, I'm gonna take how much damage. I'm generally okay-ish at like gauging like what I expect to take in terms of damage. But every time it's a Batnell, I'm like, oh, they're doing so much. I'm gonna guess 30, and then it's like 77. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I tried to round up because I thought like, yeah, they're strong, and then I'm not even close. It's much stronger.
We got some Barong hype.
Yep, casino going on. And that's pretty interesting because he's in the lead too. He doesn't know. But I really am not the biggest fan of gambling because I feel like if I'm behind, I'm going to be more behind before. before I'm done. But casinoing when you're in the lead, that's actually pretty darn good. And he's even got a slow seed. Not the best items in the world, but very good. And also quite rare, too. I like me a slow seed.
Yeah, slow seeds are a lot of fun.
Absolutely. You can use Mahel on your monster and slow seed on the enemy. And then you can AI manip one for 8 hits before the thing happens.
I don't think you'll ever need that many, but...
Hey, if you're weak enough, you might.
Pickets.
Yeah, see? Pickets. Right. 2 floor difference. One big difference will get changed to wind, which is going to be great moving forward, especially against those pickets coming up. And speaking of, Chai is going to be on his first floor with pickets on. And now we're going to see how many items he's going to lose for those next 3 floors. If he's lucky, none of them. And that's exactly why you see exit loop used right away, right? I don't want to be with pickets as long as I can. Oh, though. Pretty nice.
Yeah, that star glasses, if it's me, that star glasses is going on the very next floor.
Oh, absolutely.
These pickets, while they're not generally that much of a threat
Familiar Bell is gone.
Yeah, all of a sudden warp traps are now a problem for Chai.
Oh yeah.
Just because of a picket.
Star glasses. I'm pretty sure the same movement were done on Wugga's and Chai's side, so they got probably roughly the same items. Though we did get 2 star glasses. Chai only got the 1 pair. We used 1. I don't know. Is he gonna use exit loop to get the hell out of Dodge right away? Oh no, he's gonna gamble more!
Ooh.
Doubling down. All chips on the table. What is he gonna get? Sands. White's good. CC gone. Holy Bell. Pretty darn nice. A loop. Not exactly what I was looking for, especially not treasure. But you know, could have been worse.
Now he has a boomerang.
Yep. The crystal on the floor. Pretty sure that's just the wind one. And he gets the hell out of Dodge. Chai is... was poisoned. I think he's fine now.
Oh, did he use...
Oh,
yeah,
he's
he
on
used
Mal.
a slow
Yeah.
on that. Or was it a Mahel? Okay.
Well, the face at the bottom said Mahel. Yeah, and he still has got the slow seed, so yeah.
Yeah.
And that wind death will take care of that picket without too much trouble, which is very nice. And Wugga knows that's the room with the elevator. He's out of 17, back on 18. And actually, Chai's on his last floor with pickets, so he definitely wants to see where the elevator is as soon as he can. He doesn't have anything to scout the floor now, so he's going to do it the old-fashioned way, running around. But if he's lucky, he can get finally out of picket hell.
Leva, love it.
Leva is interesting on picket floor especially. That's probably why he's ending onto it. Oh, Mahel is good, though. I wouldn't have left that Mahel there. I know inventory is good, Wugga. Mahel.
And Chai found the elevator.
There we go. Out of pickets. At least for this seed. He's back on Viper Town now. Viper Town is always a relief until you get hit by that Viper once, in which case it's not a relief at all. But I hate pickets floor so much.
And Wugga hasn't used his star glasses yet on this floor.
Yeah, he used the exit loop once, but not any of the 2-star glasses. Or did he? Well,
He
not
still
this
has
floor.
one left, and yeah,
Yeah,
his map isn't revealed, so
not this floor. Huh, interesting. Or maybe he got one of his spare stolen? Might have missed that.
I
Oh, he must have used
don't
it
know.
on
He still
18
has
because he
one
used
on
the
him.
exit on. Yeah. So he thinks he doesn't need it. Let's hope those picket won't prove him wrong. Holy Scroll definitely find some place for that, please. Yeah, I think Rome's going back. Oh, malicious. Wow, dropping a malicious is a statement.
And Chai hit the abort trap.
A
And
Maneva
he
hag
doesn't
is
have
what
his
they found.
familiar
Oh, that's gonna be
bell.
scary. Well, Lady Deme kind of got their wishes. That was a Maneva hag that they have. Okay, Fireball takes care of that. Wugga doesn't want to go around, but he will. And that's the room with the elevator. Fire Crystal he's thinking? Absolutely not. There we go. So Chai is in a bit of a pickle. Definitely wants to deal with, well, all of this. But his death is actually dead and gone.
Oof.
Yeah, that is definitely scary. Now, that flame might come in handy at some point. You still got the Maneva egg. There's another egg on Wugga's side as well. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Vermilion.
Oof.
Right. Yep, like I said, it's a relief until you get hit by a Viper. Yeah, throwing the 1 makes sense in some kind of a context, I guess. He assumes he's not going to use melee attack anymore, just the range 1, which should be good enough to clear the whole tower, especially with C and Light C that you can use to switch elements. Also, Wand takes space in his inventory, and I think that's the reasoning behind it, is he would have kept the 1, but now he was starting to add to throw good items out because there was no space. And the 1 just wasn't worth it.
And Chai just found another egg, a blue egg. He checked the Vermilion and it was behind in percent, so it looks like he's going for a hatch to hopefully have something to help him out.
Yeah, and that's not the Vermilion one, right? That's the blue one he's hatching.
Correct, the blue one.
So that's not the one we know what's in there, and that's a nag on floor 22, which actually lets Wugga take the lead. We need to think that's a big decision Chai is making right now, even though he doesn't know. So it needs to help, but obviously he didn't have a pet anymore, so almost everything can help. But eggs on 22 is not going to be something good, I think. Oh, the ultimate troll! Yeah, and you don't use that, right? You use the flame. Yeah, there we go. Bye.
Immediately just get out of my inventory.
That one is Maneva. And he might actually regret not having kept that because he could have fused them together to get the 4th.
Yeah, that was actually a little too hasty on the freeing.
Because realistically, anyway, of all the things he can get, the flame is probably the best thing. So I don't think you hatch any of those 2 eggs and you just use that flame, right?
Well, the flame is already hatched, and so it's far behind in level.
Sure. But
he can catch up with some fireballs, and he is in the area to catch it up, so I would say, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter that it's level 1. You use like 3 fireball charges, it's back to 10, and then Flame Sword is at its maximum power. It's a Kraken! So it's not a Maneva. That's not the same egg at all. Kraken is not really good.
It's better in this situation.
It's not better than Flame, though.
Yeah.
Even with Spell Awaken, the spell is a Dio Mirror. So that's good for paralysis and anything, which is a strategy I love. But it's not going to help much.
He sees the elevator. He takes a hit. Binding.
Alright.
We'll see if maybe he's able to pull ahead of Wugga now that he doesn't have a familiar, though.
Right.
It looks like he's definitely not going to worry about using that flame.
Steve says that Kraken is very strong. Are you just talking about stats? Because, I mean, the reflect damage is based on the percentage of damage you take. So if you reflect a lot of damage, it means you took a lot of damage, which is generally terrible. I know it's got great stats, if that's the thing, but I don't think it's got great uses. Get Fireball. He's going to be very happy to see that. But there's already 2 floors in difference, and that's going to be a third one. Oh yeah, the stats on the Kraken is very good. It's just that monsters with great stat generally don't do super well in this game. I guess it always depends. Obviously, the ones that doubles them do absolutely fantastic. But just having normal stats generally isn't much of enough.
Dragon.
If the Kraken's reflect would be based off the damage before reduction, it would be great. But yeah, at some point you think, oh, I could fuse that with a block, and then you just reflect 1 damage because you only take 1 damage, right? And so why? Alright, messing around with Blinding Ball. Now, 2 Barkers you need to deal with, but Laydown will probably take care of them really easy. Just throw Phoenixes at them.
Oh, definitely. 66 damage.
Yeah.
That's just destroying.
That spell is so cool. I like the Phoenix. Why is he using Pillar Ball? I guess just for speed?
That would be my guess. I don't think any other reason makes much sense there.
Oh, Spellbound Glasses must be good. Maneva Egg Bomb. Should do
And
well.
there he
Yep,
skipped a turn to make sure that Maneva didn't pop on the other side of that wall and
oh yeah.
be unable to hit.
Sleep Ball is great. We'll probably see some use very soon. Don't sleep them on the trap. Line is good. Not on the trap, but on the elevator. Night.
A prison trap hit a zoo. It did nothing.
Oh yeah. Right. At least at this point, Chai is not letting on in terms of like more floors in between the 2 of them. It's like 3 floors. But that's kind of scary too. It's going to be 2 floors very soon. I think it's going to go back to 3 as well because I do see elevators on both sides. Oh yeah. Climbing up exactly the same time. Isn't that beautiful? Not to the same floor though, but you know.
Chai has everything he needs to make this run still work without a familiar.
Yeah.
He just needs to start booking.
Oh yeah. And he's actually going to use... Oh, Fuse Krakens and Flames, okay. Thank you very much, Organ Mike, for the raid. Welcome, guys and people and awesome human beings, to this finals of Azure Dreams for the PS1. Our Random Toolkit tournament is at an end, and these 2 players are the best we've had for this tournament, duking it out for the title. So we do have the elevator to 30. That's starting to stretch. I mean, Chai's playing fast. It's just that... Oh yeah, we saw the elevator on this one too. He's going to be on Beldo floor so quick.
That was so quick. Like, that movement was also perfect.
Absolutely. Like, when you use demon speed, just like moving into those corners and corridors is not that easy. I mean, you really do run fast, but this man has practiced this so many times now. Beldo hype. And it's a killer.
And a killer.
Shouldn't be too bad. because of being water will help here. Killer's gone.
Oh, don't overthink it, Chai.
Oh yeah. Yep, simple and efficient. I like that. Just a good use of my health. I'd like me some
That was
Bile
the slow
Seed.
seed that time.
Oh, it was a slow seed this time. All right, but same difference, right?
Yeah, basically.
When there's only 2 actors, it's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah, that room
that
was
is
not fun.
pretty.
Yeah, it was not fun on Wugga's side, but it's definitely worse on Chai's side. But that Holy Bell will take him out of that bad situation. Wind crystals. He's thinking about it. That's probably not a good idea. Fireball.
3 fireballs and a pillar.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's so stacked for just dealing with the golems.
Oh yeah. And even dragons at that point. I mean, what's 2 charges if that gets a dragon out of your way, or maximum, right?
Yeah, true.
It's just obviously glaciers. It's gonna take 3 charges, and that might be a bit too much. I mean, glaciers have got good defense, but it's not as if they had high HP anyway. But obviously being water.
Curling.
Also, and curling.
just curl.
Also
That's the
important
best
to
way to get
know
him off.
that Wugga doesn't have a weapon. His shield is worth 0 defense. And Chai has a 0 attack power weapon and a 0 defense power shield. So, I mean, you get other benefits from that gear, but it's just like, everything is worth nothing.
Oh, Chai, how does that wand help you?
Wugga does win on accuracy. Even though they're both cursed, though, and the difference in accuracy between slaps and wand is probably very little. I don't remember what's the difference, but wands are super accurate. A golem being septic special? There's a joke to be made here.
No.
What do you mean,
not.
no?
There's nothing there.
Nothing there? There's definitely something there.
They just feel my pain, that's all.
Alright, elevator on spin on Wugga's side this time as well. He gets thrown in a ditch, though. Easy start. Okay, no, he's not. Oh, blinder trap. A lucky man. Oh, definitely just run. Yeah. Unable to use magic. Yep, that's the best trap a dragon can walk on. There we go. Matt Hellseed is going to be helping here. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1.
Oh,
He's
that
gonna
was...
get kicked. He's gonna get kicked. Yep, not even taking a chance here. Let's get the hell out of Dodge.
I liked that movement. He made sure that the glacier didn't want to walk onto the elevator by stepping in the path of the ice, but the ice wouldn't really move him at that point.
Yep, but the killer did on Chai's side, and we actually have match 2.
Ooh.
Killers, it's important to never hit. Never. They hit so freaking hard and can crit. That was definitely all she wrote. And we have Chai down on the second match. By the time we tell them anyway that the match is done, maybe Wugga will still clear, but definitely we want to be reset as quickly as possible and keep this match going. This is very exciting.
Go ahead and let Wugga clear. Yeah, he's on 37.
Oh, sure. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter too much if he wants to. What a set so far. We've seen all of this, and the 2 deaths is so weird, but it's really like interesting that the match was so different, even though they started with the same pet. The exact same pet, in fact, because it was both water every time. Though it did juggle element quite a lot. I think like Wugga changed like 4 times or something like that. And I assume Chai would have changed it much more too if he had still the death alive somewhere there. But so many fireball charges. That's kind of crazy.
5 burn balls.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. You don't see that.
Yeah, none of them are empty. That's madness. That's one page of your 4 inventory pages full of balls. That deals damage.
And there we go, a 40 with less than 1 minute per floor.
Yep, 3904. That's actually madness. We're gonna get to see what's where in both those eggs. Though I know one of them is gonna be the troll one, but I don't think we've seen the other one. What it was, right? Oh, Kraken. Yeah, it's troll and Krakens. Right. It's the Maneva one that Chai didn't get. And that's gonna be the end of match 3. 2-1 for Chai, or for Wugga, sorry, against Chai. Wugga's on match point, so if Wugga gets to win the next match, he is going to be our winner. Chai is absolutely not done, I'm sure of it. And soon we can see that in match number 4. So they're going to be resetting quite soon. What are we going to get to see during next match? Next match, what are going to be our 2 monsters? Not a clown or a death again, I assume.
Oh, I'm done with seeing death or
Yeah.
clown. Basically the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Demi. Definitely want to see the Maneva or Golem. That's my 2 choices right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that what we need to see now is a monster that's going to be scary. So I'm going to be voting for Cyclone. We haven't seen enough Cyclones in this tournament so far. I want to see some early match action. I want to see some Cyclones.
Cyclones. I want to see the direct spell use.
Oh, yeah. No. I want the enemy to direct spell them and hit them for like 44 on floor 6. No. We're done being nice here. Next monster is going to make the enemy in the tower scary as all hell.
I don't know about Cyclone though. Like I want to see the match drag out, but I also want to see them just drudge through it because of all the fear and all the terribleness. But like Cyclone is like you're dead.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I think I definitely want to see Maneva, like so bad. Just unkillable Manevas.
Oh yeah, and Skeeve points out something interesting too. If it's a clown this time and they're water fire, they'll actually have low last sleep and less sleep, which are both terrible and definitely changes the game as well. As monsters, they're super scary. They're good as a pet, but as enemies, they're terrible to fight against because those stats never comes back. So yeah, I want to see something that's just not fun. Maneva's one of them. Cyclone's one of them. Clown is one of them. I mean, Garuda is one of them too by definition because same spells as Clown. But yeah, as long as you don't use Garuda's ability, right?
Yeah, I've seen enough abduct.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I don't know what else would be considered like a rough monsters to face off against in the tower.
I always like to think that Water Golem is just a terrifying prospect.
Yeah, but once you see them, you're so far in the tower anyway. It doesn't like there's not. You don't have to deal with them for a long time, and you have the inventory you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
I like
true.
early threat, like before you have the chance to set yourself to success. Disco and XOXOXO. All right. Both our runners are going to be ready for pain. Let's see what we get. Trying to think of other monsters that could be considered like kind of a pain to fight against. Early.
I mean, trolls with their spell unlocked is annoying.
Yeah,
Cyclone
because you see them
is
so
terrifying.
often. Oh yeah, Cyclone's definitely one of the worst. Isn't that the spells of Zeus, the paralyzed Lobine from a distance? That could be scary too.
What about pickets?
Oh yeah.
Not particularly scary. Like if they have just their normal lowdown, that's still really annoying.
Yeah, but imagine if they're water or fire. Then it's oh yeah, pickets would definitely be one of the worst now. If I think about it. Oh my god. It really needs to not be picket. Yeah, fire water picket is evil for sure. So let's hope it's that. Though if it is, then they'll have a picket, which there's some shenanigans you can do with it. It's pretty good.
That's true. They would have access to the paralyzed. Isn't it paralyzed or?
No, it's the lowdown. It's a range.
It's a lowdown. Oh, right. They have a strong mixed magic with that.
Oh yeah, but I try to probably teach it like a damage spell. Maybe by fusing two other monster and then fusing it inside.
Balloon.
Don't forget a balloon. Balloon is breath. Breath is sword magic. That's not great, but that's fine.
It doesn't mean
like,
they have to deal with the prospect of balloons shooting spells at them early.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And breath is not the greatest spells in terms of damage, but it'll hurt bad enough. And balloons are already not super fun to find. Like they do hit hard, and they do have some HP, though they don't have much defense. I mean, that could be a pain. I'm pretty sure at this point they won't forget that it is a thing, but you kind of need to make sure you do remember what monsters is
It's wind balloon.
It's wind balloon.
It looks so terrible.
Oh, it's such a bad monster. The design is too weird. I don't know why it's fire. I don't understand.
That diamond shield is going to be so nice to have, though.
Absolutely. And that's a trained one, too. I mean, that's no jokes. But Scarlet might be even better. Though, train is rare and good. Chose the Scarlet one, so expecting to fuse into fire. And we have a flame to actually use that one with. Oh, that's sexy. Which Wugga doesn't know yet. But I think that fusion's gonna come in very, very quick.
Alright, they can change to fire through the fusion.
Oh, yeah. And use that Scarlet one right away. Then suddenly that pet is really, really good. So Chai's going with trained. That's interesting. We have our big difference right from the get-go.
Ooh. Let's hope Chai is worried about that ice shield. If he has a wind bloom, use that spell on him, that ice shield can spell death for him.
Absolutely. You need to not forget. And we see a seal magic. That didn't work, but that's still something you don't see way too often from a noise. Try to silence that balloon. Also, balloon spell animation. You don't see that too often. Time to dual wield. Yeah, there we go. It is, but it's better than its death animation.
A lot better.
That'll last like 7 years. Is he just gonna use the flame as is? Oh, that's so boring. I get it.
Hey, I'm okay with that. We get to see Flame himself.
Exactly. Flame is so cool.
He is.
I don't know why he evolves into like the things that hits with his dreadlocks. It's so weird.
Might need to put a leave on that Flame.
Yeah, but then it doesn't get the good stats, and it's already not that great of a monster either. It's okay. It's got very average stats everywhere. Alright, very classic start. Both of them got a ball and a blinder ball, which is a very good combo for those later for. Like, knowing that you have that kind of security is actually very nice. To Flame. I'm not sure what you were referring to, Skeef. Something I said earlier, probably. But yeah, I was talking about Flame stats. Average stats, yeah. I mean, probably even below average. Well, it's okay, I guess. Its attack is better than Puny. Yeah, its attack is not too bad.
I'm curious, do you think Chai... Oh? Chai just used fly.
Chai? There you frickin' go! Okay, so... I mean, that's probably the only time we're ever gonna see this, but I'm so happy you used it. That's very interesting. So you need to be the same level as the floor you're on to be able to use that ability, but that just brings you to the next floor. And obviously by doing it, then you don't gain much XP, and then you saw the elevator to the next floor already, which would have brought him to 5, which would have made that balloon never catching up. I'm not saying that we're going to see that ability ever used again, but it's such an interesting ability, and it needs a restriction, of course, and the one they put in place is pretty okay, but yeah.
What I kind of worry about, like, you can see how expensive that is to use. He's already down to 22 MP.
Oh, absolutely. It's like 30 something? I don't remember, but it's like crazy expensive. You kind of need Leolans on that as well when you use that in a row. And yes, Leolans plural. That's all part of the New Game Plus world record. It's so fun to see. Isn't that still the one that's the world record? I think so, right?
I think the world record might have been taken by Garuda.
Potentially. Would make sense.
I would have to double check it.
30 something is correct. Garuda ticket. That makes sense too. $32. That's so much MP. I mean, when you use it right, it's actually worth it. Especially when you play casually and build up a balloon. And you actually, like, rush those early floors back to where you were last time. It's kind of fun. Like I said, with Leolum, you can just spam it. But... or use it during that runs. It's also pretty good. It's 0 MP on GBC. Oh, GBC is... and then we say sometimes Azure Dream's unbalanced. GBC is crazy.
0 MP to fly on GBC? Oh my goodness.
Oh, the craziest part is on GBC you can buy Arachne eggs, and the double attack stats you can fuse multiple times to double the double.
Oh, that's busted.
And they're not even expensive, and you can bind them in town. And you buy 5 Arachnes, 10 times your attack. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I tried playing GBC and I just couldn't.
There's a lot of differences that makes it a very different beast. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I think I just discovered it too late, and I guess it's so close to 80, and yet so far, in the end, it doesn't even matter. I'm sorry. For some reason, for the longest of time, like it's probably been like 2 or 3 years that I realized that when you hit a slam trap, sometimes it's a spike ball and sometimes it's a pen.
Still does the same damage though, right?
Yep, exactly the same thing. It's just which graphic it picks is like random. It's got more lore as it's got lore. Yeah. Exactly. Azure got lore too. Beldo says something on 31, I'm pretty sure. I guess. I don't remember what it says, but...
Alright, is Chai going to start exploring these floors since he's still wind? He really can't afford to, I don't think. Okay, no.
And the blindest one, the U-boat's gonna go under it, which is gonna be a problem, though, yeah. Okay, not too bad. Unless the trap room says otherwise, exactly. Beldor oversleep. I want to see that. It happens so not often. I heard I missed one, like, was it that tournament or the tournament before? I missed one Beldor oversleeps. Oh, I felt terrible. I love to see those.
And Chai has taken the lead.
Yep, absolutely. Wugga is right on his trail, but right on his trail is still second. So that's interesting.
Out of 2, he is in last place.
Hey, that's not wrong. Train 1 deals very decent damage by default. I mean, as in any other ones, right? Same as Wooden. But the +1s you can get from Red Sands is actually very big. It makes a huge difference because of the way the multiplicator works. I want to see some Red Sands on Chai side. It's so rare we get to start with one. If you find one in floor 16, it's probably too late to start training it. And Red Sand's not something that common either. But I do want to see like 2 or 3 good Red Sands, like enough to make a huge difference.
It's actually a recent discovery about that is that the Train 1 is so much more powerful with those Red Sands.
Well, not necessarily that much. I think the calculation was roughly equivalent of 5 levels worth of mixed magic was the equivalent of 1 red sand, roughly.
Yes, when compared to the elemental ones.
Matching elemental one, yeah.
Yeah. So if he was to find 2 red sands right now, he would basically have all 3 elemental wands fused into one.
Oh yeah. But 3 red sand is like a big ask. But I mean, if you can, that would be great. And generally, like with 4 red sands, would be good for the whole run because you rarely go past or level 20-25 during a run. So yeah, but yeah, again, that's a lot of them to find. Fusing for MP here. And changing elements, but that balloon had 1 MP left. So now it's got 41. Pretty good. Very good time, very good patience on Chai to actually wait for fusion.
Oh, sand?
There you go.
White.
Worth noting, a matching sword is basically a train 1 plus 4. Yes, exactly. Matching swords are very good up until quite late. Yeah. I love them too. It's just the accuracy that is a little bit leaving to desire for, but as long as you don't miss, they're very, very strong. But you can still train them.
I'm not sure, and I don't like second-guessing Ski because he knows his stuff, but I'm pretty sure that because it's a wand, it's still calculated differently.
Aren't all elemental advantage, 1 advantage, and height advantage the same calculation? Pretty sure it's the same bonus.
Oh, let me pull it up. This is something we actually spoke about a lot recently. Is that yeah? So weapon damage is applied before a division, like within the within the damage calculation. It's hard to describe, but wand damage is actually specifically mentioned within this division formula. So sword damage actually, it's applied once, whereas wand damage is applied twice because weapon damage covers both swords and wands.
Right. Interesting.
Wand is still neutral though. True.
Yes, Train 1 is very interesting because it's not elemental, so you won't get that big bonus, but you won't get the weak bonus either. Well, the weak malice, yeah. I mean, it's the game where I'm the saddest to find that many white sands. Get red sands, please.
Yeah, I was a little upset to see the white sand instead, but you know, at least for
It's not
Chai
blue.
having the train sand or the train one is that you know, either sand is a good find.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually you're not too happy to find red and blue sands.
Yeah. I generally use the blue sand just because, but it's never worth the time you're spending on it.
It's not, and I still do the same.
Yeah.
I'll pop it on my leather shield and I'll be
And I'd be
thinking
like,
the entire
"Oh,
time, like,
yeah."
why am I doing this?
Exactly. As soon as the animations are like, why? Why did I do that? I'm gonna now tank 0.5 more damage than I used to before. Alright.
I need to switch back to Wugga's audio. He is in the lead by a 4.
Yeah, but not that much of a floor because Chai is already on his trail. This match is actually very close, and that's very fun because, well, that's potentially the last match we're gonna get today in this tournament, so that's interesting.
Exit
I hope we get
though.
a 5th one, but at least this one is very, very cool.
Yeah, I definitely hope for a 5th one, and I'm liking seeing this exit live because this floor is actually
Terrible so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough for Wugga.
Oh yeah. Already used a malicious and a binding,
Ooh.
and he's not out of the woods yet. Right. Chai felt
Chai
hard
felt
at the
that
high
nice.
shield. Yeah. Maybe it's time to rethink strategy. He's still got the diamond shield. Not that it's that useful, but I mean that's still 3 to 4 defense extra. So, well, not extra compared to ice shield, but I mean compared to nothing. I still love ice shield so much, even though you kind of need to take care about those wind monsters, but such a good shield. When
Ice
that
is
miss,
probably the more preferred one. It's
Ice shield, I
very
think, is the
useful in the
most
final 10.
yeah. Just don't forget to remove it before getting barked at. I assume that's because he just didn't do inventory management, but Chai's got a hammer, which he might not have picked by. I mean, it's not a coincidence, right? You're not gonna miss that item for another one. So maybe he intended to actually trade that with a crossbow throw?
Maybe. It's a
Which is a
very,
cool
very
strategy.
decent strat.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. But now, I mean, they're not gonna appear anymore. They might, but they should be so easy to deal with at this point that it's not gonna be a problem. But on floor 10, I actually think that's a very valid strategy, yeah.
You can even switch it for like the sword.
Sure, but I mean, we realized that it might not be that big of a difference anyway, as it seems that the part of the code that actually makes it so it ignores shields is not coded properly, and so they don't
Yeah.
ignore shield. So they do deal more damage by default. It's like a +4 instead of a +2 or something like that. But it's not that much of a big difference. Tuna fruit, alright, doesn't want to lose that balloon. Balloon sucks so bad. It's terrible. Those stats are not good at all.
Yeah, this floor isn't being too kind to Chai.
Absolutely not. But luckily, it wasn't too easy for Wugga either, so he didn't pick up that much of a lead. But it's still 2-floor lead. Well, it's gonna be. And Wugga regenerating. 56 is going to be good enough for him. Moving onto floor 17 into picket territory. And that's the whole ship. Oh, you're using that elevator. Yep, eat that fruit. Very good choice. 96 turn of critical.
It's so wild that the limit fruit lasts for so long.
It's crazy, eh? I was so surprised when I read that first time. And that balloon is going wee into the air. Bye, balloon.
That is what balloons do.
Yep. And then kill turtles, which are stealths, I guess. And Flame's taking care of that picket pretty well. And go up trap, obviously, always near to the elevator. Which is very nice on that floor. And then star glasses, and he's going to be out. Those picket floors right after. That's very good. That is sets of like 3 floors. His sets of 3 floors with those pickets was very okay. Very lucky.
Chai just had a very unfortunate interaction with the Maneva. He was doing the Maneva juke,
right?
But the balloon was next to the Maneva, and the Maneva decided to turn, look at the balloon, and then walk back towards Ko.
Right, because they pick a new direction when that happens.
Yeah.
They pick a new entrance from a room that they need to reach.
Well, it wasn't in a room. It was in a hallway.
In corridor. Yeah, I know. I think the code gets confused there and like aggro's then de-aggro, and then they need to pick up another room. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's not the first time I've seen it happen.
Well, if they de-aggro in the hallway, they generally just do their normal walking for hanging on the left.
True. I don't, but I've seen that like happens at least 10 times, so I don't know what makes it happen exactly, but I know this is a thing that can happen when you juke Manevas. They can just get one step away from you, turn around, and just go back to you.
It did unfortunately end up costing him a malicious scroll for that happening, though.
Oof.
To deal with it.
Oh, didn't keep the Palumbarang, okay. I guess he wanted the ability to dash, which makes sense. One to leave after the picket floors. Go up trap in the room with the elevator again? I mean, that's faster. Don't get me wrong.
It's not where you want to end up hitting it, but it's still beneficial, I guess.
Blind, okay.
Oof.
Yep, Pillar Ball doesn't take a chance. Thing is dead and gone. And he's good.
Yeah, pretty much just a momentary inconvenience.
Oh, yeah. It's not the part where you kill the monster. It's the part where you start dashing to or wait to recoup, and then you hear damage again. That's the scary part, right?
Yeah.
You don't know exactly where it comes from, who it is. You can guess, but But this time was not that time, and he gets hit for 31. Bye-bye, Viper Sir.
Let's not have any more of that.
Wincy's good. He's got a golf one, too. If you wanted, but I guess that's not the play here.
On Chai continued, I don't know about on Wugga's side, but Chai continued to hold on to that white sand he found. And
yeah.
he immediately used it on that acid rain.
Absolutely. That could be used later on. There we go. Actually, Chai's catching up real good. That room was really not fun for Wugga. And Chai started dashing really quickly, and suddenly they're on the same floor. With Wugga's, yeah, he's leaving, but I mean, geez, that's pretty good on Chai.
Yeah.
Alright, floor 23.
We still have a match, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Anything can happen. Anything including dying on floor 11. Well, not on this match, but you know.
Exit loop immediately used.
Yeah, interesting.
So he's right behind Wugga.
Yeah, and Wugga is stuck between a Viper and a Black Blaze. Fireball's gonna be used. Pick up. Acid Rain. Oh, Ice Rock. Okay, I thought it was Acid Rain was used. Alright, get the hell out of here. Oh, I want to be able to fuse a monster with an Ice Rock. One day. Alright, exploring that floor. Can't seem to find the elevator on Wugga's side. Chai knows where it is. Oh no, it's not that floor that he knows.
I used it on the previous floor. He had an exit loop. He used on the previous floor, and it was right next door.
Blinder Ball is a very good choice here. He didn't take the same path Wugga did, but Wugga did find the elevator. It's off. It's on the western side.
I think if Chai takes a right, yeah.
Or it's not. I might have read
I'm
the
all
rotated.
turned around.
Yep. We're on the barking mad floors. Wind seat's pretty good. And he's out on 26. He's gonna use that. He even checked for trap. You know how scared a man can be of a zoo when he looks for a trap in a room with a sleeping one. And he gets a restore scroll for his effort, which is not bad.
It's a nice safety item for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You hope to never use it, but you like to have one.
Exactly. And floor 23 on Chai's side is becoming quickly very stressful. I think he's even redoing rooms already done just because it's getting like nowhere really fast.
I think... Okay,
Yeah,
this might be the room.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
There we go. Floor 24.
But in the meantime, that's created 2-floor difference, 3-floor difference.
Well, it's going to be 2 because he's going to gamble. Oh, no, he's not going to gamble. He's going to get the hell out of here really fast. Gambling the one time? Oh, don't tell me. Okay, not bad. Big PJ is cool. Not useful right now. Right. Right.
Oh, Chai just bag it. Or...
Yeah,
okay.
we already got out. That's good. Floor 25. 2 floor difference. Well, 3 now. Not that bad at all. Anything can still happen. It's just that Wugga doesn't seem to show any sign of slowing down. Um, and the Madman just controls demon speed so much better than anyone else. That at some point something needs to happen when he's in the lead, right? You cannot just bank. So it's maybe going left compared to going right. It's a bad situation happening on his side. But if it just goes into normal gameplay, this man is so freaking fast. Now you might see a 5 floors difference too, but some of it is like elevators in a room we're close to. So Chai's gonna get that too. So that's not the part where it's impressive, but it's those floors where it's not, where you Wugga is just so quick on his finger.
Knowing how quick Wugga is, like right now, he's even showing it like he's again a minute per floor.
Oh yeah.
Like Chai probably is feeling the stress right now, knowing how fast he is, and
oh yeah. And a minute to floor is like a way we used to calculate how impressive a runner can be, and that is true. Though some floors generally are going to be much shorter than a minute, and some will be longer, obviously, like 3 minutes if you're really unlucky. But the thing that you need to remember is that a minute to floor is not going to happen early because you still have the intro, right? You don't start on floor 1, you start the timer in town. So you need to not only get a floor a minute, but you also need to eat up that time, which is what, a minute 20 of intro, roughly?
Roughly, yeah.
So you need to eat that too on some of those floors to hit 1 minute of floor, which makes it even more impressive, right? That's not enough with the new yell, but that's going to be enough with a little bit of a 38 hit from that flame sword on Wugga's side. That turret is gone. You can continue exploring. Turrets are not super scary. Generally, people will try to pick them up or even fight them, depending on what you get. It's just the fact that they stay in rooms once they're in there that's really painful. Oh, that's a killer. Oh, that's a killer. You kind of need to deal with that tyrant now.
Oh.
Yep, blinder ball seems like a good plan. I think that tyrant's gonna hit him now. Is it?
Am I? He moved.
Nope. Okay, good, good. Now get the hell out of dodge bag. Okay, no, just tell him not to.
No, he's gonna. Oh, this is.
He's gonna lose control though. And I think I like it.
I think he did because he walked all the way up to it before
Yeah.
he was able to right trigger again.
Okay, 432. Oh, that's a starting room. Luckily, you're close to the exit, but... Oof.
Oh, does Chai not know that he has another pillar ball? He just Oleamed a zoo.
Oh. I mean, maybe sometimes you just get so tunnel vision that you're not going to use like the right item for right situation.
Oh, definitely. That happens all the time, actually.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you just pick up something, like you pick up... I know it's not the situation here, but you pick up a new lean, and then you see a problem. Your first thought is like, I just got a new lean, right? And it's kind of hard to just look at your inventory again. I think that flame is abandoned to his death. Oh, familiar bell. There you go.
Oh, was that intentional?
I think so. Actually, you know what? I don't know.
He did successfully get the flame, like, not in line with him in order to create that scenario.
Right.
So it might have been intentional.
Blinder ball, very good choice. You don't want to get curled. Right.
Chai has found himself a unicorn egg.
Oh, so now he becomes like its father.
Yeah.
Floor 29 is really not that bad in 33 minutes, especially now that he's on 30 already. It's just that Wugga's already on, what, 32? Well, actually, Chai picked up pretty good. That 32nd floor seems to be quite the pain for Wugga. Okay, he's out, at least. Oh, that's potentially a trap room. He might not be out at all. Yeah, I think you're safe to slash that guy down. 41, yep. You even gets a little out of it. Hit those tiles. Oh my god. 2 traps in the same room, I start hitting time. Okay, not that bad of a room. Monster loop, interesting.
And Chai's finally at Beldo height.
Beldo height. During that time, Wugga will be on 34.
We're definitely getting to this point where Chai is having to hope for some unfortunate scenario to befall.
Yeah, it's very tense gameplay on both
Wugga
sides. Yeah, it's really just the fact that there's like this big difference that slowly carved itself in that makes it so, like you said, something needs to happen. But it's not that Chai didn't play well at all. He really, really did. Even though I think the balloon didn't perform as well as the flame did. And maybe because the animation is a bit faster, I guess. I think Chai ran up into more problem, or took more time to solve this problem than Wugga most of the time. Other than that, it was pretty much perfect gameplay on both sides. It's those small things that do add up.
Yeah, definitely. The like 35 minutes across 35 floors, essentially. For there to be just a 4-floor difference, like that's not a significant speed difference, so to speak.
I agree. But can Chai actually catch up? That's a tall order. It's not impossible. He might get curled. He's risking it. He gets curled. Take some damage. Oh, and wow, 61 from full to 0. Okay. Pop, the balloon goes away.
Ice shield, definitely.
Yeah. Try a pickup? Probably not. You just walk over. Oh, acid rain.
He does have an extra charge of that.
Yeah. And you might want to see. I assume the reasoning is he wants to see that ball there. Tuna's very good. What was the ball? We saw that earlier, but I don't remember. Oh, that was risky as all hell. Sleep is good.
Ball.
It's gonna get kicked into the next room. I guess that was part of the plan. Yeah, let's go.
And then zoom.
Oh yeah, zoom as all you can. Blinder assumes going to be the solution here. Just not to have to deal with the curl. Oh, is that Flame surviving this? Nope. Flame is gone on Wugga's side.
Gone.
I mean, they both have very good inventory. It's not as good as last time, but it's still very decent. But the safety or the security of that pet gone might make a small difference somewhere.
Anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at Wugga's stocks, I don't know if he has that acid rain still, but he's got Ice Rock, Sleep, and that's kind of it.
Oh, yeah.
The Restore Scrolls.
I was going to say, actually, Chai did use a Resource Scroll too on his balloon.
Okay.
So he taped it and then blew in it again. Right. Spell ball over there. Good. Recovery not.
Recovery.
Especially if you get one shot by curl. Doesn't much matter if you have recovery or not. The spiller ball should take care of that one shot. Oh, blinder will do that too. 37 on Wugga is starting to look quite scary for Chai's chance at first position and champion of the 6 random toolkit tournament. Oh wow, 6 to rock me to the top. Slam trap on his head.
38.
Move to 38. Something terrible needs to happen, and it needs to not happen to Chai afterwards.
And there goes the acid rain.
Weird choice, but I don't disagree with the speed of it. Yeah, go back. I think it's a play. This floor seems small, but that's the elevator. Oh yeah, you go. Absolutely. Just. Yep. Doesn't matter. 39. 34 on Chai's side. Elevator isn't in the room. Slow trap is very scary. Don't have a mail to counteract. Seems pretty good. It's gonna be okay. It's already done. Bell can be very nice, but it's not. And suddenly golems.
I could think of a few other times that familiar bell was
Better than that, yeah.
better to have, but
During that time, Chai 35 is catching up. Kid, very good. That floor doesn't seem to be too big or have too many rooms. And sooner he's gonna find it sooner rather than later.
sleep.
Sleep is good. Though that's scaring corridors. 2, 3, yep. Okay, it's gonna sleep for quite a long time then. Sleep again. Oh, he fights it. 2 it should do it. It's not in this room. Not in that one either. That must be this one. Nope.
There
You
it
see the
is.
elevator. No trap. And that's the
And
end of the
GG.
match. GG Wugga. You are the championship winner. My, what a set. Oh, yep. Wugga is a strong opponent indeed. We can let Chai know right away, but I assume he might want to try and clear. I don't think he's had any clear today. And I know he can. So definitely that would be nice to let him know.
I just informed him, and I let him know he can see if he
Oh,
can
yeah.
try to finish there.
Absolutely. I'll send the invite on Wugga's side during that time. We'll have a small interview as well, just to talk with our winner and our runner-up. That was a set. Wow. So impressed. Both players played so well as well. That's definitely worthy of a good finals. We've seen finals being more one swinging one side than that one. Very impressed by both players.
They did amazing in this.
Absolutely. If you have questions in chat also that you want to ask to either one or the... Where did he... Did he just put his face with a crown? What's the hell's going on screen? Wugga. Oh my god.
Nice.
This is so nice. Oh my god, sealed by the blood of a monster tamer. So Wugga is Veldo, right?
The final boss for sure.
Yep, he is the final boss. Oh my. So that 39th floor was kind of a pain on Wugga's side. I assume it can be kind of not cool on Chai's side either. Let's just see how he handles it.
Sleep, okay. Is he
does
out of
have-
pillars or?
You have a pillar ball that's unidentified, but I don't know if it's got any charges. That's a kid egg, yeah. Oh, it even chanted breath, which works. It's generally scary when a monster decides to cast instead of, but okay, we'll do the job.
Okay, how do I get the invites?
Wugga already has an invite. He just didn't pick it up.
Okay.
For some reason.
He's in setup.
There we go. Should hear about him soon. I know Chai told me before the match that he might have a hard time getting into interviews, so if he doesn't come, it's not because it's sour or anything, it's just he had some technical problems, I think. I don't remember. But we have the winner of our match and tournament, Wugga. Welcome. Can you hear us? Oh, he's on mute.
I think your mic is muted.
Yeah, mic is muted, but I also am hearing you through the monitor, so let me just fix this real quick. I'll be right back with you.
No problem. You don't want to hear my voice 7 times in the echo? All right. I understand that. We'll get in back momentarily. And Chai makes the clear to floor 14, 44.53, which is a very respectable time considering all that happened during that run and starting with a balloon as well. That was great. Let me see if I can send Chai as well. Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, working now.
Yeah, it is working now. My man, the victor of the tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, weirdly enough, the only player in the Azure Dream community to ever win 2 tournaments. Or, well, rock me to the top.
3 tournaments, actually.
Is this your 3rd one?
Yeah, 3rd one in a row, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Getting kind of stale here.
Oh, that's the hat trick going on. Oh no, I'm making hockey reference. I can't do that. I mean, I need curling reference. Push those rocks!
That fits you better.
Yeah. We've talked about the fact that hockey doesn't exist during tournament match. How did you feel after that victory?
Pretty good. I was nervous all day, but then once I started playing at around the 20-minute mark, I just felt like, okay, I can actually chill and just relax. And I feel like it showed in my gameplay too. Not too many mistakes and a good flow going on. Didn't get broken by the fact that Dreamin got me in the in the 2nd seed.
Because that was definitely going to be one of my questions. Also, hi Chai, we'll get to you very soon. GG.
Hello.
Chai.
GG's, congratulations, Wugga.
Thank you.
But that was one of my questions. Obviously, like, how affected do you get by getting dreamed on floor 11? And I'm happy to see, and that's what I saw as well, that in the 2 other matches afterwards, absolutely unaffected. You played extremely good basics as if you were training any percent, doesn't matter if this run doesn't do it, I'm just going to do another one afterwards. And that showed. You were extremely fast, in control all the time. I've never seen you play that well, to be honest.
Oh, nice. Well, it felt good. Well, that's nice to hear.
Because, and I think that you guys will probably both rewatch that set. Chai played wonderfully, and he made almost 0 mistakes, to be honest, from what I've seen. And sometimes we're just so many floors ahead. And that's doubly impressive, because generally you take a lead when someone makes a bad decision or gets stuck in your room or whatever. Chai was not doing any mistake. You were just cruising so fast.
Oh, sounds about right.
That was the plan, Wugga, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Lulled you into a false sense of security by letting you drop me to losers.
Oh, I get it now.
But yeah, want to talk to Chai too. GG for second place. Absolutely a big deal. Also the one that dropped Wugga on losers. That's not something everyone can claim. How do you feel after that set, Chai?
I want a role for dropping Wugga to losers bracket. We do have a role for every tourney winner, but we should have someone for like a role for anyone who beats Wugga.
You have it in my heart.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, matches were fun, definitely. The first seed was a little bit stingy on the MP recovery items, and that's probably like what caused me a little bit of a delay. Of course, like from what I'm hearing, Wugga was always anyways ahead, so like that probably wouldn't make that much of a difference. But yeah, that MP recovery, I don't even remember now, because I think around C3 I remembered, I can actually fuse familiars to recover MP, and then I'm wondering, like, did I do it in CD1 or didn't I do it? So, but yeah, because I don't know whether you went with that or whether you went with Maxi, but I went with Maxi fused into that. Sorry, the other way around. Death fused into Maxi, so I walked around with Maxi all the time because I was thinking, okay, Maxi is so powerful that like I can do AI1 every now and then P recovery items will come. They somehow didn't.
And that's weird because during that first seed, Wugga has found 2 early Pitas you haven't.
Oh.
By floor 10, you had 2 Pitas in inventory and you were at like 5 MP left and nothing to fix it.
Yeah, I was just like scraping with some single herbs and fruits. I think at some point I found some egg that I fed to Maxi. I was so happy. Yeah, it's gonna be enough. No, it wasn't.
I was really torn with Maxi because I figured you definitely did what you just explained. Use Maxi to walk around, and I felt so bad about not doing it. But then at some point it was too late. Maxi's level 1. I don't want to fuse anymore, so it just kind of fell through. But I was regretting my choice almost immediately.
Well, it worked out for you, so you shouldn't. But I want to hear, like, I heard, sorry, Dreaming got you on like floor 11. What happened there? Tell me.
I walked next to Dreamin' and it used its hypnosis, and Kyun tried to defend my honor but got killed.
By Griffin?
Against Dreaming?
By a Griffin that turned up.
Oh, you were still wind, right?
Yes. And I had an ice shield on. I think the Griffin hit me 3 times in a row, and I was just hoping, please wake up, and it didn't happen. And
4 times, he hits you for 11 4 times, and you didn't wake up.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst sleeps I've ever had. Usually, there's a pretty good chance to wake up when an enemy hits you, but that time, just nothing doing.
Before I get to the cherry on top in seat 3, I want to ask about seat 4 because I felt like I was on a pretty good pace there. Did I ever get the lead on Wugga in seat 4?
Yes, early you picked up the lead almost during the 2 last matches, quite early, and as soon as you were in the 20s, you didn't change your gameplay style. You were picking up items, thinking that you need to rewatch the match because you didn't do anything wrong, Chai. But look at how Wugga uses demon speed and turn corner without slowing down, like the just doing the perfect dashes and all of those small angles. He's never slowing. He's on demon speed all the time. At some point,
not losing frames.
Oh, absolutely not. At some point, he's got a Palumparang and he drops it because he can't dash. And I'm like, why are you dropping that Palumparang? And then just start dashing like crazy. And I'm like, okay, that's just what he's doing.
Okay.
And
so all the luck was on Wugga's side. Because normally when you dash, like I did dash in game 3, and that cost me a match because I walked into a killer from the high ground, and there is no way that you can survive killer from a high ground.
Oh dear.
Absolutely, there was no.
But yeah, I just want to mention that like it's so unfair. Did Wugga hit that monster then in seat 3?
Nope.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And it wasn't just any monster then. it was monsters all over because it was huge room, elevator room, with the monster spawning on the elevator. And like, how do you
Sleeping
deal
wee
with that?
dog. Yeah.
Sleeping wee dogs, vipers all over, unicorns, palumpas blocking the exit, sleeping
Yeah.
ones.
But the sleeping wee dog was on the elevator and not waking up, and so
Yeah.
he couldn't just rush the elevator. He was far away from both exits. It was super scary, and you played that masterfully, and you'll see that the comment we do when it happens. Like, most people would have tried to find a solution to kill that wee dog and get out, but you were the most patient. You went out of the room, dealt with that, and then came back in. That was perfect play. And if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, but if I remember correctly, you guys were neck and neck at that point. But as soon as you hit that monster, then there might have been like a floor difference. As soon as you hit that monster, then when you got out of there, I think Wugga was 10 floor ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It took a while to get out because
Oh, yeah.
I thought like, okay, I'm done for. There is no way that I'm getting out of it. But somehow I was able to squeeze out and
Oh,
then
yeah.
use the like all the angles and everything too. And luckily, all the waking up monsters went out through the other exit. I think because at some point
Yep.
when I came back to the room, it was just empty. It was so fun.
Sounds terrible.
Oh, it was so
Yeah,
well played.
thank you,
You'll be impressed.
Sandy. Thank you, Sandy.
It's Revan's fault, isn't it? Oh no, it's blame me anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's always blame you.
And the fourth seed was just classic, basic Azure Dreams. I think the flame fared better than the balloon in that specific sense, but that would be putting too much emphasis on things that were relevant. You both played really well. Go was just faster.
Yeah.
But that's the most uneventful of all of the seeds. You had good inventory. You could always deal with what was in front of you, both of you. And at some point, it was just basic mechanics. And yeah, it's hard to argue with Wugga's on basic mechanics.
Oh yeah, it's almost impossible to beat him in even match. But I've got one question. So Wugga went with the flame?
Yep.
Did you keep him till the end, or at some point you just backed him and went with the resources?
No, I kept him pretty much to the end.
Okay, that's nice.
He took one death, so I had to use the restore scroll even.
Oh yeah, there was
I
one.
was
Yeah.
You
by that
lost
point, I
both
was-
your pets almost at the same time and used the restore almost at the same time, too. That was not in the same situation at all, by the way. That was just very weird and funny.
Yeah, I figured I have to do it just because I was at that point I was running low on gear, even if it was what level 37, 38, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I think 38 was just really, really bad. It was long as heck, and I was really
Okay.
unsure whether I can pull through with what one pillar ball charge and a couple of sleep charges maybe. But ultimately it worked out.
It
Oh, it
definitely
looks
did.
like I actually held on to the golf one till the bitter end. I'm so not on board with that.
Oh, that's why you won, because you kept wind. You're hating on the winning strategy.
I did use wind quite a bit during the matches. Actually, it worked out. Just
Ah, there
really
you go.
nicely.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you that wind is bad.
I will never let them say that.
But it was a very nice set and very worthy of finals for such a cool tournament. So I want to say thank you very much for both of you. That was so much fun, the whole tournament, but these finals, you were the ones that we wanted to see.
Thank you. There's one thing that I'm missing. We were discussing this with Wugga. I don't think that we got it in our match last week, and also we didn't get it this time. We were, at least in the discussion, we were hoping for some AoE magic so that we can play around with that, because AoE is so much fun. I think we had it in our first match, and at the time we said that AoE is so underrated. Like that, it's so good. It's a shame that we didn't get it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was also hoping secretly that we'd actually get a starting Garuda, so we didn't have to use the ranged attacks.
Well, then
Let
two
me-
deaths is better.
Let me quickly check, like, just a second. What was that fifth seed? Just for fun.
What we would have gotten? Oh, that's actually interesting.
Yeah, maybe we would have gotten that AoE. Come on,
Ooh.
start the
I'm gonna say
software.
Dream. I'm gonna guess Dreaming.
Dreaming, you say?
Oh, we
Actually,
so
I had
wanted
the practice with a Dreaming the other day, and it's good. It's like it had AOE, of course, woken up, so that was the good part. But unfortunately, it wasn't here. It was Wind Mandara as a starter,
Oof.
and Ashra in the egg. So,
Oh.
Ooh,
That's very good.
that would
Yeah,
be
suddenly
nice.
it's good.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much, both of you. I really appreciated that. I also want to say thank you very much to SpeedGaming. It's with them that we do all of our tournaments, and they've always been great to work with. So thank you very much, SpeedGaming, for helping us on this one. And my co-host, Septic Tank, thank you so very much for doing this with me today.
Oh, thank you for lending your voice.
Hey, always a pleasure. And thank you very much, chat. This is for you that we do these tournaments, and it's also super fun when you actually chat with us and watch the matches and have fun together. It's definitely for you that we make all of these. And before I go, I want to say that it's not 100% yet, but I might actually be coming back to making the next tournament.
Yay!
And the next tournament will be a commando tournament.
Oh,
Oh, heck yeah.
less yay.
I'm
So
so
no-
on board. I'm so on board with that.
Oh yeah,
Same.
no pet in any way, shape, or form. So I'll
Why?
let you
Pets are
guys.
so nice.
They are, but now you need to win without. That's why they're not here. It's because they're nice.
How much do we need to donate for petting that pet?
I'll let you guys mull over that new idea, but yeah, for now it's gonna be cooling down period. I'll come back with some more info probably in a while once this tournament's been cooled down enough. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Peace out.